Welcome in, welcome in. What do we got here? Dynasty, Savvy, Bestball Bros, episode 4? Yeah, episode
Sounds
4
about
I'm
right.
looking at, yeah.
Yeah.
We got another millymaker coming in. Um, I've been drafting a few off stream. I feel like I was home in the craft. I was sitting on the
All right.
on the patio on the weekend,
Hmm.
getting a few drafts in,
Love it.
soaking in some sun,
Yeah.
finding some things I liked a little bit more, some
Yeah.
strategy, and one of my biggest takeaways was, and as we know in best ball, there's a lot of players that I just like don't want to touch in dynasty. That I'm like, yeah, they're pretty good picks in best ball, whether it's their price or just the way that you can construct a roster around them.
Hmm.
So yeah, definitely excited to see what we come up with today, Dan.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels like it's been too long since we have streamed a best ball draft, so I'm excited to get back into it, and I'm just feeling like I'm getting more into this mode of redraft and redraft best ball. Yeah, DraftKings and Underdog looks like So we're doing DraftKings today, but yeah, I can feel like my mindset shifting. I mean, it's officially August now. So I mean, this is it. I mean, this is a great month for fantasy football. It's kind of where like dynasty and redraft and best ball like all kind of converge, and yeah, just a fun time. So I'm excited.
Yeah, no, it should be a lot of fun. And then also a reminder, if you're watching and are interested in the There Will Be Blood review,
Yep.
that'll be at the end of the stream. So you could we'll time stamp it if you in the description if you are or the comments or both if you're watching afterwards. But if you're watching live, yeah, just stick around to the end of the stream.
Yep.
And yeah, we'll certainly be reviewing that. And yeah,
Yeah.
feel
And
free to comment all that stuff if you.
oh yeah, and I'm excited for this one, Blake. I know this is a favorite movie of yours, and I had seen it once like 15 years ago, and hadn't seen it since then. And so yeah, it almost felt like I was watching it for the first time, and definitely have a lot of thoughts about it. So yeah, I'm excited for that at the end of the stream.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely pumped for that. That'll be a lot of fun. Oops. And yeah, I mean, we can just hop right into it, I think, here.
Yeah, and
But
also like we'll inevitably talk about a lot of different training camp news, hype, different news stories, even stuff that happened from maybe the Hall of Fame game. We have had one preseason game now that we can start talking about as well. So yeah, I mean, there have been so many different blurbs and hype and everything going on. Like I'm sure we'll get into a lot of it as we start talking about which players we want to draft here.
oh yeah, no, definitely. So, um, should be fun, and we might end up drafting some of these guys that are have been quite hyped up as of late.
Oh
So
yeah, oh yeah.
quite a few intriguing ones. So let's get switched over to draft mode here. Let's just go ahead and enter the contest. Get a quick. It's 2 million, by the way, for first.
Sweet. Sounds good.
I was saying it was 1.5 earlier, but that was incorrect.
Oh, okay. Hey, 2 million works too.
Yeah,
I'm good with
that'll
that.
do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm getting any of this money, but hey, I'll
I mean,
help you
if
win it.
hey, and if we win 1.5 million, I certainly, I'm no Daniel.
Oh,
What was his last
Plainview.
name? I'm no Daniel Plainview. I
So
don't
you'll
need
break
Monopoly.
me off a little something for helping you out.
Yeah, yeah,
All right.
$500. But if we don't
Hey,
win,
I'll take $500. I
hey,
mean, I don't really deserve anything,
no,
so
if you
I'm good.
don't if we don't win though, I'll come back and I'll take
Uh,
I'll take more than that $500.
oh boy, hey, I like that. I like that. That was a good line from the
Yeah,
movie. So
yeah,
I see what you were doing there. I like
yeah.
that. Very good.
And we are in. By the way, let's see. I like how you can get profile pictures in here. Let's see. I've been trying to pick. Okay, so as expected, we have. I don't recognize any of these other things, but we have a ship chasing viewer here. Pick
Oh,
7,
okay.
Fate Bender, and we have an established the run viewer here.
Oh wow.
Willie Clevy at pick 10.
All right, so we got some competition here then,
Yeah, we got
perhaps.
some guys that in the millymaker here that are they're gonna be in tune. You never know these other ones though. These other dudes. That's the notorious thing about DraftKings. You get people just coming in, going $20. What's this? The fancy draft? Sure, I'll draft it, and then they end up taking Jalen Hurts. 101. So it's the Wild West over here, and it's a pretty good time. So
yeah,
I think that's the biggest thing going in as a reminder as well, Dan. People will fall like they will fall like you. They will not on underdog.
Yeah,
ADP is not as strict as it is on underdog.
Okay.
Also, if you have the questionable tag, especially if you have the out tag as well, like there's no saying where you're gonna go. Like as far as sliding, I mean I've seen players slide like 30 picks past ADP, and they're like actually it was Josh Downs. I ended up taking him in a draft, even though like he was like clearly not the pick for my build. His ADP's at like 87, I think. Let's check it out here. It's at 87, and what was the best player? I'm trying to remember. I got him around pick like where this Spears area was. I got him around pick 118. I don't even think he has a questionable tag on him. Let's see.
Ooh, Josh Downs?
Yeah, he didn't even have a tag on him, but he just fell and fell and fell and fell. And that's often what you see here. You see big reaches, big falls. So something to keep in mind with our builds. The quarterbacks, though, another reminder, they don't tend to fall.
And remind me, is it 4 points or 6 points for passing touchdowns?
4 point, but there's bonuses for the big, or not big plays, but big games.
Like 300 yards passing, 100 yards rushing, 100 yards receiving. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess so that helps the pocket quarterbacks a little bit relative to like a normal league where it's only 4 points for a passing touchdown. And then of course it's full PPR, whereas like underdog is only half PPR. Of course, the thing I'm always trying to wrap my brain around is that we've talked about before about how the effect is almost kind of opposite. Like you would think full PPR would, raise up the wide receivers, but it's kind of the opposite where the receivers are actually getting pushed down more in this format and the running backs are going higher. And you'd think it'd be the opposite of that. So, that kind of confuses me, but yeah, I'll try to keep that in mind.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. We got pick 9 for anyone listening and not watching. It's pick 7.
Yeah, so I mean, Puka would look pretty good here. Yeah. I mean, of course, like Neighbors, St. Brown are always good.
Are you just down to pretty much take the best receiver on the board, like by ADP, I guess?
In a perfect world, would you want a receiver or a running back here?
Wow. Okay.
Receiver. Sensi's tempting. Receiver.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want a receiver,
I
think Puka is probably the best bet here.
Puka, yeah, I'm down for that. Although there is obviously the Stafford news, I'm not too worried about it yet. I was scooping up some Jimmy Garoppolo. It does sound, though, a little more concerning than I originally thought. So I have a ton of Puka and Adams in Dynasty. Not, that would be great. I think Garoppolo in the system could come in and kind of maintain one of them, but to feed both wouldn't feel amazing. But yeah, Stafford, we'll keep an eye on that. Now, this is we are, by the way, in a money spot here for anyone watching too that maybe isn't drafting on DraftKings. The first round is just like so good. I've often actually even heard it referenced as like the best first round people I've ever seen and since they started playing fantasy, 20 plus years ago. I don't know about you, Dan. Maybe you have a comment after we make this pick on that. I mean,
that's interesting. I haven't heard that, but I mean, now that you mention it, it does seem like the first round is pretty strong. So I'll have to reflect on that and maybe think compared to past years. But yeah, it definitely does seem strong.
Yeah, and it's aided by the fact that like the first round's more than 12 players basically.
Right. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I'm really hoping. See, here's the thing: London's actually a great pick if a chain or Genty isn't there. Henry, we could also take him as well. Obviously it's
even AJ Brown could be like a sneaky kind of like, I don't know if I can call him a league winner because he's going so early, but like I feel like he could be a great value as well. If the Eagles pass more, like Brown could go nuts.
What do you think? So London is a stack like for week 17 with Nakua, a bring back, but a chain. You need to get running backs early-ish. We don't need to take one here, but what do you like here? An AJ Brown.
London or A-Chain has to be the pick. I mean, God, you can't go wrong there. Maybe go with the correlation in London, but if you think a running back's more important to get, like I love A-Chain.
Let's say A-Chain here for tiebreaker because I have been drafting a ton of London.
Okay.
We're gonna get a ton of London if when we continue to get these drafts. I think you have some shares in
Oh yeah, I'm big on London. I definitely think he's gonna have a huge year, and yeah, of course. I mean, you know how much I love A-Chain, and yeah, maybe the tie goes to keeping it balanced, like rather than if you double tap receiver there. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but you could end up kind of getting boxed out on running back a little bit. So I do think it's kind of safer to mix it up if it's really that close between two players.
Yeah, I mean, London definitely would be I mean, an amazing pick there too. And I here's the answer. I've been taking London in that spot, but I have a ton of Puka in London in all my recent drafts. It seems like I kept taking them, so it's a good tiebreaker to just change.
Oh yeah, definitely want to mix it up when you're doing so many drafts for sure. I mean, yeah, there's no point in doing a lot of drafts if you're just gonna draft the exact same team every single time. So totally get that.
Yeah, and it'll probably be a little more unique. So we could always get some more Falcons going on later in the draft as well. So
yeah, and also I wanted to ask you, Blake, when I asked you in the first round, like in a perfect world, would you prefer running back or receiver here? And you said receiver. So what made you say that? Was it the full PPR or what?
Yeah, it's just full PPR. There's really good running back values. I mean, all over the place, but especially Breece Hall stands out as one. Like even in a full PPR, like Kyron's been interesting. You get there's just Henderson and Harvey, like all these young guys. Man, it's just like awesome drafting running backs in that range. So
yeah, I mean, even looking down there, you got like Caleb Johnson, David Montgomery. I mean, yeah, it looks pretty deep. Even Swift, we kind of like in a gross way. I mean, Jordan Mason, I think we both like pretty well. You got some of the rookies like Scatabo and Tootin, and I mean, ETN's down there. I'm sure Bigsby's somewhere down there. He's been getting a lot of hype.
Also,
we should probably talk about the Jags backfield at some point. Oh, Judkins, yeah.
There's been some big followers. Judkins is just tumbling down. And then Najee's tumbling down. Also, Mixon is just,
I mean, dude, like how long before like Sampson is going before Judkins in these drafts? I mean, could you see that?
Probably not long. I mean, just the sooner we get to the season.
Yeah.
I mean, they're basically already beside each other. I mean, you'll see Sampson go ahead. In certain drafts.
Yeah, I think that could be one of those things where I mean, I don't know if there's still time to take action in Dynasty, but Blake, we talk a lot about like getting ahead of the market. Like maybe there's still time to get ahead of the market on Sampson. Like the window's closing, but and it might feel like an overpay what you'd have to pay for Sampson now, but something to consider.
Yeah, and now we're coming up here, by the way, on pick 33.
I mean, Devontae Adams looks good. I mean, I love Marv. I'm not going to try to talk you into Marv too much. We both like Breece Hall a lot. Kittle.
I don't know what's going on with Marv. I mean, I'd be open to, I mean, I'd take anyone but Devontae Adams here just because of the news. I mean...
Oh, and we have Puka, right?
Yeah.
So we don't want to...
Would you want to take between these two receivers here?
Let's take Marv. Let's just go for the upside. I mean, we're trying to win $2 million here, right?
Yeah,
so
I'm with you.
If ever, Blake, you were going to roll the dice on Marv and him having that incredible year 2 breakout that just defies everyone's expectations, including maybe even yours. I feel like this would be, Bestball draft is the place to do it, right?
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I actually just got him at pick 39 in I think my last draft, which was a great value. I think it was just that questionable tag. But yeah, I think I could be wrong. Let's check. Yeah. Oh no, we didn't take a Falcon. That's what I was thinking of. There was some Falcons playoff correlation. But look at this. We do get Rams Cardinals. Yeah, correlation there. So in week 15.
What week is that in?
That is week. Or sorry, is that? Ooh, shoot. No, never mind. It's week 14. Whoops.
Week 14. Okay.
But hey, man, we're the week 14 champs.
You still want to win that week, so
Week 14 champs.
Exactly. I don't know what the prize money is for that. Maybe nothing, but hey, we'll take the title.
Let's see what's coming up here. This is an interesting area. I mean, Worthy goes. He would have been nice. I mean, yeah. Is there anyone on here you like more than Hurts? Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm open to hearing anything if you.
I mean, Hurts kind of stands out. Yeah, I mean the rest.
He's got
Kenneth
question marks.
Kenneth Walker, I don't mind. Even James Cook, I don't hate. I feel like James Cook might just be good again, even if like no one wants to admit it.
He just sat out of camp. Did you hear that?
No, I
He's
didn't
not
actually.
practicing now. Yeah,
Oh wow.
he just
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, he just abruptly stopped. Otherwise, I had clicked a couple of James Cooks in this range, and I would agree that okay, it's at that point where you can start clicking them. Walker had set it with foot soreness, so it doesn't sound like anything concerning, but
Maybe
he could
slide.
I mean, he like it's crazy to say. I don't think he will to us because it's such a big slot. But like, if we were a little bit closer, like he absolutely could slide. Look at this area. Look how much question marks there are. DJ Moore, there's always question marks around him in that offense. Rasheed Rice, I mean, it's Terry McLaurin. That's a big, strange area where I'm not really sure how some of these people behind them, like Tet McMillan, haven't jumped.
Yeah, I'm getting a little even a little more nervous about DJ Moore. He was already someone I was already feeling a bit nervous about, just kind of on a gut feeling. And from what I'm hearing with like recent reports, it sounds like it's kind of like wheels up for Rome Odunze. I forget. I think it was like some beat reporter was saying how like if he stays healthy, he's gonna like lead the Bears in targets, and it sounds like there's been some good reports about him.
They're grossly mispriced on here. Like I'm the biggest Rome Odunze dynasty skeptic, but how is Deebo Samuel going ahead of Rome Odunze?
Oh Lord!
I mean that is.
And that is certifiably insane.
Yeah, I mean, like it's. I mean, even I get it. Like Sutton had a good end of the season, but like honestly, like we're talking about winning $2 million, and we have Sutton, not just ahead of him, but like ahead of him by 20 picks. Like wow. Romo Dunze is like, yeah, I've been clicking some of him. Like this is the format to grab by guys like that. The one thing I will say though is Olave's right there, Ibuka, Addison, and the Packers receivers. So. It's funny, like I like this area for receivers, 67 to 84 and even a little bit lower.
Yeah.
Like honestly better than I like guys that pick 40. Like
I know. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. And the hype on Ibuka has just been absolutely insane lately. It just seems like good things are going to be happening for him this season. And I'm not too shocked, but I wasn't expecting it maybe quite this early. I thought it might be more like a type of thing where he surprises like in season, but it seems like people already see that coming. Everyone, all of his like teammates on offense on the Bucs are like saying like what a professional he is, like including like Baker Mayfield, even like Chris Godwin. It sounds like he's going to be really, really good.
Yeah. Sutton, by the way, is like sliding for ADP. I at least put him in there just because it's as I was just trash talking him. It is value for ADP, but there's a bunch of running backs. We should probably just take our second running back here. Who do you like the most here? I would say honestly like Henderson's my guy here, but I could go for anyone here as well.
I'm going with Henderson. I mean, there's not one that like. I mean, Caleb Johnson is probably like my favorite, honestly.
Yeah, he goes.
I mean, Hubbard, I don't mind either. I mean, all these guys are like pretty good. I think I'd lean toward. I mean, if you want to play the ADP game, I guess like, we could do that. I mean, I guess that's the thing is like, is it a question of like, which one do I actually like the most, or like how much does ADP come into play for you?
Yeah, I mean, hey, we're about 20 seconds past the pick, so we'll have to speed up.
I know that, but for the future,
Yeah, you know what? Like honestly, this range. Okay, well let's focus on this next pick, and then we'll talk about that. Connor's still there. Caleb Johnson's still there. Let's see what the Steelers play. They play the Browns. That's a pretty gross game, but it could be one where the ground game works. Swift, Monty. Let's start some of these guys. But we got some nice receivers in this range as well. This is...
yeah, I mean, Odunze, I think would feel pretty nice here. I mean, Pearsall, like his stock is going up with like Jennings hurt. Not to mention like who knows when we're going to see Brandon Ayuk. A lot of 49ers are just banged up. So I know Pearsall was hurt for a while, but I believe he's returned to camp now. I think he's off the PUP list, if I'm not mistaken. I can double check on that.
Who do you
But
like the most here out of this group here? You know,
I'm
Rome
kind of feeling
top
Roma
ADP.
Dunze, but like I wouldn't hate Abuka or Caleb Johnson either.
Let's go Rome. I'm with that. Yeah, I like these other guys. Rome's the top of ADP.
Yeah.
Yeah, like again, you just never know. Some of these guys might slide. You kind of gotta just take the higher ADP guy. None of these guys really match any of our builds more than the other. So
Okay.
we were
Yeah.
just
So yeah,
talking
no
about
tiebreakers there.
yeah, we were just talking about Rome. Glad to take him there. Around his ADP, but yeah, I mean, also yeah, Caleb Johnson, Monty, all those guys can be great picks. What gets a little interesting? Okay, so what were we talking about over here on our past pick? Okay, it was this Henderson pick.
Yeah.
Man, like okay, I mean, you know, I'm the biggest Connor guy. Hubbard, Harvey, but like this is what the concept, and you know, you'll hear, you know, the best ball savants talking about this, and I like it's something to keep in mind. But like this is, I think, one of the best definitions of it in an actual draft, and guys like Tet and Hunter in this exact range here is like is Hubbard and Harvey and Connor, are you going to be taking those guys like potentially in the first round of fantasy next year based off like how they finished the end of the season? And like Travion Henderson is easily a candidate to like be a first round pick the way he ends the season or just plays the entire season out.
Right.
And I mean, yeah, I mean it's full PPR. Anyways, I'm just like, I wish I had more in Dynasty. I think he's so appropriately priced, and not only that, like Gibbs, like I love Gibbs in like round 3 of all formats when he came out, and Brees Hall was an awesome one in round 3. You know, I know he's not a Gibbs prospect, but I mean he's got such good, you know, clear skill sets to those guys.
Oh yeah.
5'9" is such a good price.
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, I think I love the way you're thinking about it there. And that I love how you're thinking ahead and thinking like, okay, who might be going in the first round of redraft ADP next year? I think that's an amazing way to think about it. And I was actually even going to suggest that as either us doing a video about that or maybe just making it the topic of a live stream sometime before the season starts. We could call it like predicting next year's redraft ADP, you know, like round 1.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a really fun exercise because it gets your brain thinking differently and thinking ahead. And like, however we think it's going to look next year, that's how we should be drafting this year. Because next year's ADP is going to be based on what happens this year.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of picks like that across the board where, of course, like, you know, we're not playing Dynasty here in Best Ball, but it's really important to just like remind ourselves that like, hey, if Travion Henderson hits, like he's probably a round 1 pick next year or at worst round 2. And there's probably a good chance he hits because he's an amazing, you know, fantasy profile here. So, by the way, we almost had. Oh no, Caleb Johnson is still there. So look at this.
Wow.
This is why you can kind of like try and push the board a bit.
Right.
We're 1 pick away, so we can click him if he's there.
I'd be pretty excited about that. I mean, you want to talk about a good value here. I mean, we did him, what, 2 rounds later than Travion Henderson? Is that right?
We got him.
Oh, my God.
See?
That's awesome.
It's, but I think that's also, one of the things where it's like, he is only like a few picks behind Henderson and ADP, you know, within 8 or so. But it's like, there's no way I'm ever taking, you know, Caleb before because there's like Henderson has a 0% chance of falling. He is like one of those guys that no one in this room is going to let you fall. But Caleb Johnson, people are all over the place on him. You know, if you want him, you can definitely try to push the board. And hey, we just got pretty lucky with that. Best of both worlds.
Yeah, and I mean, this feels like a very well balanced team too. I mean, we got pretty much all the positions covered except for tight end. We're 3 deep at running back, 3 deep at receiver. We have a quarterback. So I mean, this is feeling like a great build so far.
Yeah, we got like some anchors and Hurts, a Chain, and Puka so far. We have basically like actually kind of like a lot of hopefuls, but like really high ceiling guys, and Henderson, Marv, Odunze, Caleb Johnson. Let's see what's popping up here. shoot, the Packers and Downs went down. Were drafted.
Also, we haven't brought this up on stream yet, but I discovered a new hive recently. We talked about this off stream. It's basically the AFC North, all four of the AFC North teams: Ravens, Steelers, Browns, Bengals, and then plus Bills, Patriots, Dolphins. So 3 out of the 4 in the AFC East, and then plus Bears and Packers. So I don't know if we want to come up with like a name for that hive, but all those teams play each other a lot, weeks 15 through 17. So I feel like we have some of the hive in this team, do we not?
Yeah, New
We have
England.
Odunze, we have Caleb Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, we have Henderson.
Henderson and Chain, I think, are both in there, right?
Oh, and a Chain, yeah. So we might want to continue that theme. So yeah, AFC North, Bills, Patriots, Dolphins, Bears, Packers.
We're up here. God, this is an ugly spot here. I mean,
Shakir's banged up,
yeah.
Mooney's banged up, Pittman's banged up. Go to running back.
Yeah, it's just Pollard basically. I mean, Mason
or Spears, Scatabo, or what about Shaheed?
Those guys are like 20, 30 picks down there in ADP. Yeah.
How about Dobbins? Dobbins could be kind of sneaky.
Those guys are like 30 picks or
okay.
20 picks below. I mean, we kind of have to force a Pollard here basically from ADP unless you. Okay, we're out of time. But unless we basically took Shakir, who's injured, which wouldn't feel good in this build.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could have afforded. I mean, he's probably gonna keep dropping as well. Kind of force into a Pollard / take something we don't really need or reach.
Yeah, I mean, I always struggle with situations like that because, like, I get playing the ADP game, but it does seem a little counterintuitive when we're just like picking someone that we're not even necessarily crazy about just because they're in this range. Yeah. I mean, couldn't you differentiate yourself by just taking the best player on the board?
I mean, there's studies. There's a lot of. I mean, we have basically millions of draft studies. If you hit it right, sure, absolutely. But basically the expected outcome is that you kind of not kill your draft, but you every pick that you make where you're reaching, basically some of those names 30 picks in ADP behind, you're really hurt your chances. I think probably our best play there actually though might have been actually just reaching on Tyler Warren. And then, we
were running out of time. But I was going to say, what tight ends are there? But we just ran out of time.
Yeah, I think that would have been our only kind of way out of there. The Pollard one didn't feel great. At least we can just put less into our running back room, likely now, because, we got pretty good running back room. Also, Pollard does play at least a role, I think, in this running back room. We have 2 rookies, so...
Yeah, you know what? That actually does fit kind of well. And also, there probably aren't many, starting running backs left, at least to start the season.
He's one of the last ones.
Although it feels like a very unexciting pick, yeah, I think it actually fits pretty well. So I think we kind of lucked out there a little.
Yeah, he fits our bill. That's the very important part. So let's get ready for pick 105 here. Basically we need to get a receiver here. I mean, and look at this. 1 receiver's went off the board since.
How about Bateman? Doesn't he fit Bestball pretty well?
He does. I think he's extremely overpriced, to be honest. I was looking at his ADP. I'm like, how is he basically ahead of everyone that he's ahead of? Yeah. But the answer is Lamar Jackson. We don't win Lamar. I mean. Okay.
Also, Isaiah Likely is banged up. He might miss a couple games to start the season potentially. So could that elevate Bateman just a little bit, not dramatically, but also what if Flowers got hurt? What if Mark Andrews got hurt? If Bateman was thrust into a larger role, I think he could be really good. All right, we're up. So what are you thinking?
I mean, my favorite one would be Mooney or Higgins. I mean,
would you rather take a healthy guy? I'd say Bateman or Shaheed.
Let's go Shaheed. That sounds way better to me than Rashad Bateman.
Okay, I'm good with that.
I think Shaheed could be underpriced. I just think Bateman is probably. I mean, he's running off 9 touchdowns. I think Bateman's good.
Yeah, I guess the big differentiator is who do you want throwing your balls, Lamar Jackson or Tyler Shaw?
Yeah. I mean, I just think. When it kind of comes down, I mean, they're both big play guys. Shaheed is just probably a far better fantasy option. It feels like it to me.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I just traded him for him today in Dynasty, Blood, Sweat, and Beers League. That's the one that Matt joined recently. Of course, Matt was on our last stream, the debut of Dynasty Showdown. So hopefully a lot of you guys caught that and enjoyed that. Let us know what you thought of that, by the way. Love to get some feedback on that new show format. We'll definitely be doing that again soon.
Yeah, and then okay, so we're coming up. Ugh.
Okay, should we be looking like QB or tight end at all here? Hey, Tucker.
Yeah, we're
That's
probably
kind of
good on QB to be honest, but there's Kraft, Loveland here. We could
Hey, I
try.
mean, Kraft and Loveland both fit the Hive, so I think either of those would be good.
Yeah, I mean we got we're already in
Why
the
don't we
Bears.
why don't we say Kraft? Because like I don't know. I mean, Loveland has been playing with the ones. It seems like he's
Yeah,
already ahead of Cole Kmet, so
I
I'd be good with either. I think I'd lean Kraft, but
I've been.
wouldn't.
I just kind of want to go whatever team we've already been betting on. This is our Bears team. You just
Okay,
want to go break the tie like that.
sure, I'm good with that.
Yeah,
I mean, unless you think there'd be negative correlation by having both Odunze and Loveland.
I don't
I
think
think
so.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean I've been taking a ton of Kraft. I've actually been getting the Packers are one of my favorite teams for best ball. I mean, the receivers are so reasonably priced.
Right.
Kraft is so reasonably priced that yeah, you can't go wrong. But the upside of Loveland is like undoubtedly like far better than Kraft's.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was originally thinking that he would be more like between Warren and Loveland. I was thinking like Loveland would be. It seemed like a lot more likely to just have a quiet rookie season, even if he's going to be awesome long term. But hearing that he's like already ahead of Cole Kmet on the depth chart, it sounds like it could be wheels up for Loveland. I mean, maybe he really could have that Sam Laporta kind of rookie season.
Yeah, I mean hey, that's what we gotta tell ourselves.
Yeah.
He's really reasonably priced. So yeah, I let's just go with the Bears.
Yeah, I like that.
Let's remind ourselves here on some.
Is Caleb Williams gone?
He's likely to be gone. Yeah. Oh no, he's still there.
Okay, so I mean, if somehow he
If
fell to our next pick, I mean,
he
that almost might have to be like an auto pick, wouldn't it? Or
there's been some like a lot of yeah. There's of course yeah. There's been a bunch of bad stuff on the Bears offense. Caleb Williams I've seen on Twitter, him throwing absolute ducks. So, I mean, you never know, man. We're in DraftKings. Like people will be buying it. They might be right. I'm trying to win $2 million though, so
yeah, like who even cares? Just take the shot on him. Like hope he's what he was supposed to be coming out of USC. So
yeah,
I mean,
like,
year two leap. I mean, he's got the
McCarthy.
weapons. He's got the coordinator. Like, just take the chance.
Looks like McCarthy went ahead of him. May went ahead of him.
Yeah, I'll take the fall. I'll catch the falling knife on Caleb Williams here. I mean, stacking with Loveland and Odunze, like that'd be pretty sick.
It would be wild if he actually gets to us, but like I actually am. I think there's like there's gonna be. I bet you he's gonna be there with like 3 picks left. Like I'm like almost certain of that.
Yeah, and then it'll just be a question if he makes it those final 3 to us.
So let's try to prepare beyond that. Look at that. Kraft might fall back again, or
hey, Kyle Williams would fit our build. He'd be part of the Hive.
Okay, Kyle Williams.
Do you want to cue some of these guys maybe, just so we make it easier?
Yeah, Williams is I got a couple guys in here. He'd be he'd likely be a pick to consider on the next go round.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Yeah, Caleb Williams goes.
Hey, Dylan Sampson's still there. I mean, he could be starting to get interesting pretty soon, and he also fits the Hive. He's in that AFC North.
Cue him. I've been getting really interested in Jaden Blue, especially for Bestball as well.
Yeah,
like he could just be, in our view.
I mean, Jaden Blue really could be that kind of guy where we look back and think like, why weren't we drafting the hell out of this guy? Like, in all formats, even if we don't think he's the most amazing player prospect, like all he's got to do is beat out Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams, and he's on the Cowboys offense, and he's fast and can catch passes. Like, there's a lot to like for all that we don't like about Jaden Blue.
You want to take Kraft here? He's still here.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah.
Double up on tight end. We'll get one later.
We could even probably get away with only going with those 2, but yeah, I don't think a third one would be a bad idea.
Yeah, and then let's see here. Okay, let's check out this build's been going. Receiver.
And Burden's still there. I mean, I don't know if that'd be too crazy on the Bears, but
yeah, I was looking at Burden as well. Like I don't think it's too crazy, man. Like we need wide receiver firepower on this team. We're completely shooting for upside. We can get production. We can get guys that we can feel more likely contribute early. and
Yeah.
often kind of down the board, or just give us random weeks. And we
Yeah.
could just load this receiver room up. You know,
Yeah.
we can have a little bit less to invest in this running back room the way we've built it.
Oh yeah, because I mean we're pretty good at running back. I mean I think we invested enough early on that we can maybe go a little heavy on the volume with wide receiver. So I'm good with that.
Yeah, I mean we have an elite quarterback. We kind of have like, two really solid tight ends right now. So I mean I actually really hope Burden's there just for the build, and then
Yeah.
we'll miss out on two nice running backs in Sampson and Blue, but we also there's just so many good backs as well. We can make up for that a little bit later. So
Yeah, and by the way, just to like hold your feet to the fire, like if it made sense and it came down to us where we were looking at like Judkins and Sampson, like which one would you take first today?
I mean it would just depend on the build mostly, but in a vacuum, I would still just put it. I mean, I don't know if it's right or wrong. I mean, it's off of information. I'd still just take Judkins first, and just take the better prospect. But here's the thing too, like even if I'm just more thinking about week 17 than anything. You could build a team around. He's so cheap as is that I would just bet that he's gonna be there. Okay, Burden's there. Let's go ahead and take him.
Oh wow, want to do it?
Yeah, let's go grab him. We got him right at ADP, I think. So.
Hey, I mean this is a really fun team. I mean, like I think this has all come together very well, and we even got this hive going. We still don't have a name for it yet. If anyone in the chat has any ideas, and hopefully everyone understands like what we're talking about with the hive stuff. It's basically just like a group of NFL teams that play each other a lot in weeks 15 through 17, and so there can be like multiple different hives. It was something we talked about a lot last off season when we were streaming a lot of underdog drafts. And I don't think it's something that I mean I don't know. Like, let me know.
I've heard it mentioned, I've heard it mentioned, but they don't really talk about it in like the hive fashion. They're just saying that hey, week 15 and 16 correlation matters. What we're saying is, not only does it matter, but like there's ways to find out like there's certain teams that
groups of teams that we've identified. Just kind of I think Blake, you came up with the hive term, but I think it's kind of a fun thing that can kind of help you break, with some tiebreakers and just correlate some fantasy points when it matters most.
Yeah, Shrimps is in the chat, and remind me, you were in here. Was it our last stream, Shrimps?
No, I think that was a few streams ago. Yeah.
Our last one, our last Bestball one. I meant that was
okay.
2 weeks ago. I think that was, and if I recall, Shrimps was asking if we were doing I don't know. Remind us on that one.
Wait, was Shrimps the one that was he like the funny guy that was he was kind of giving us a hard time, and I'm trying to remember what he called me. Who's the host from Deep No Deal?
Yeah, Howie Mandel. Yeah, it was Shrimps. Yeah, was that? That might have been 2 Bestball streams ago. I'm trying to
I think that was like the first or second one. It seems like that was a while ago, but
yeah, you got to refresh her.
Oh yeah, but whoever I'm thinking of called me a hairy Howie Mandel. So I'm just trying to Shrimps, remind us. Was that you?
Yeah, was that you? If
yeah, he says it's been a minute. Yeah, he says, LOL, yep, that was me. Okay, awesome. So we remember you. Yeah, that was, Scrimps, he provided a lot of entertainment that stream. Like, right. I don't think we had like a ton of people watching, but he just like came in and, he was good entertainment for us.
Hey, man, yeah, good to have you back. It's been a minute for sure. I mean, to be fair, we hadn't been ripping a Bestball stream in a minute. I think it was 13 days. It said. By the way, we're about to pick, so let's figure that one out real quick, and then we'll return because I see Ryan W.
Is still there. Like he could have some late season upside. Ooh, Braylon Allen, I like a lot. Of course, Jalen Wright.
We do have I was thinking Tillman.
Tillman.
It's even correlated playoffs.
He's in the hive.
Yeah,
he's in the hive.
He's in the hive. There you go. So we
gotta go with Tillman. Like you and I both love him. We have a bunch of dynasty shares. Yeah, that seems too perfect there.
Like he plays. Week 17 he's with Caleb Johnson. Week 16 he's with.
And by the way, we have a Ryan W in the chat. Blake, remind me. Like I don't know, is that someone we've heard before?
I remind us
Yeah, Ryan,
I feel
remind
like
us.
Ryan was there last stream, but I could be.
Okay.
Was
Yeah,
he not there last stream on the or the
yeah.
one that we reviewed?
I have a bad memory, but yeah, Ryan
I'm
says, "Sup, guys, that Fade Bender in your lobby is a really good DFS player."
Yeah, wow, yeah. So Fate Bender, was he one of the ones with? Oh, sorry, we're about to be up here, but
Okay.
yeah, he was the ship chasing guy. Okay, yeah,
Okay, he was the guy you
that
mentioned.
makes
Yeah.
sense. He might even, okay,
Yeah.
we're on the clock here actually. By the way, we just like don't have QB2. We completely forgot, dude. Let's just take Stafford. He's here behind
Okay.
ADP a little bit. We have
Okay.
Puka.
That works. Hopefully he's healthy.
Yeah, hey, $2 million on the line. Hopefully he's
Right.
healthy.
We'll take the value, the fall on Stafford there.
Yeah, we got the stack.
Oh yeah, but Ryan says I was here a few weeks ago during a DK best ball draft. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
well,
okay.
hey, good to have you back here. Welcome back to the channel.
Yeah, good to have you back. I like the information on Fate Bender. Is he with the? I mean, I feel like I would know who he was if he was with ship chasing because I watch a lot. But maybe he's just like a supporter and is also just happens to be a good DFS guy. I've never heard of him personally, but I'm also not in the DFS streets. So.
All right, so yeah, we have a little break here before we're on the clock again. But yeah, we did kind of forget about QB2 there, but hopefully, Stafford will be good enough. I mean, it helps that we have a stud like Jalen Hurts as our QB1. So I think we could afford to go a little later, getting our second QB. But yeah, how do you think this team has turned out so far?
Yeah, I mean, like the way I think of Jalen Hurts, like I think actually Stafford's a really good QB2. We can, check out this QB. We're not forced to take a QB3, but like there might be something interesting, like even whatever Shao or Shook or whatever his name is, because we have Shaheed and just get a body in the room.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm loving this team. The one thing with running back, I'm a little uncertain whether we keep shooting for like these rookie. I guess our options are being limited now. Do we go with the Justice Hills of the world? Do we look for these nice handcuffs? Like what?
I mean, Braylon Allen could be both. I mean, he could be like he could have some sneaky year two breakout upside. It's kind of the David Montgomery in that Jets offense. And if Breece Hall gets hurt, then it's like Braylon Allen to the moon. So love Braylon Allen. I did unfortunately trade him away in that deal I mentioned earlier. Maybe we could talk about that at some point. But Woody Marks is also jumping off the screen to me here. Love him. Justice Hill, yeah, we were talking, Blake, you and I were talking about Justice Hill recently. He's just a very sneaky guy in general.
Just
Calvin Austin, the hide as well, wide receiver.
He's kind of like I don't know. Kind of like the Alec Pierce of or the Josh Palmer of running backs. There's not many of those guys.
Yeah, he seems boring, but like he's going to score points. You're not going to know when to start him in lineup leagues, but in best ball, it's perfect. And could have a little more upside if Derrick Henry ever went down, of course.
Yeah, let's see if there's anything.
Oh, is Taj Brooks still there? I think I just saw his name, but he would fit the hype as well.
Yeah. These guys are more round 13 picks. We just sniped on Allen. I mean, Garendo's here like 30 picks past ADP because he's hurt right now. I mean, he fits the bill. Extremely high upside. We need a niner too for Niners week 17.
Yeah, I'd be good with that.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting the injury discount. That's for certain.
Yeah, let's take it.
So yeah, I like that. I mean, he fits the bill. He's not gonna be the Justice Hill of the world. Yeah, let's just take him. But extremely high ceiling.
Oh yeah, 100%. Oh yeah, and I see Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. There's another guy who's just had a ton of hype lately. Mm-hmm. It really seems like he could have a good, a reasonable chance of making some noise, maybe eating into Brian Robinson's workload a little bit, maybe as we get into like the later parts of the season. It definitely seems like his arrow is pointing up.
Yeah. I mean, Brian Robinson's always hurt too. I mean, not the I mean, we here's the thing: people price players, whatever they project players, push them up in ADP because of that. I mean, Brian Robinson's always hurt, so I do like, in all formats, some JCM right now. He's kind of a tough one though, where it's like you don't want a zero, but yeah, you want to win $2 million. You might just have to risk that. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I mean, it is a gamble in best ball because you do risk getting a lot of zeros, especially like early in the season.
Here's what's tough about him, actually. Sorry, as I just see though, it's like, I mean, Giddens is like probably one of the most underpriced handcuffs I've ever seen ever. I mean, how is he 207? How is he going after it? Like,
I guess
just
you could
don't
argue
understand.
that, could Khalil Herbert actually be the RB2? So in Indianapolis, so that could be part of it.
But I mean, it's not. I mean, I would say it's definitely favored Giddens and like none of these guys are even. There you go. JCM just went right now. So,
Interesting.
I definitely understand. Yeah, if it's a legit question mark, then maybe he's properly priced. But like, we don't even know that any of these guys are RB2s. After
Yeah, I mean, a lot of upside though. I mean, I like Brashard Smith.
yeah,
I love
of
Taj
course.
Brooks. Jarquez Hunter's exciting. Keaton Mitchell I've always loved. So
Mhm.
a lot of good options. Yeah, DJ Giddens is fun as well.
Let's see how many receivers do we have here? So we have 6. We kind of do need a receiver because we have a lot of guys that we don't know how they're gonna
Yeah.
contribute. Maybe to week 1, we need to
Okay.
still get off to a little bit hot start, but we don't have to take it this round.
Gesicki, if we want another tight end, he fits the hive.
Okay, fits the hive. Yeah, we don't have any Bengal stuff, but I mean that's fine.
Spike weeks. Want to take Gesicki?
Yeah, let's see if there's any other option here real quick. That's like obvious. I just don't see anything obvious. It's kind of just one of those ones where like, yeah, okay, let's.
Yeah.
He's part of
I
the
mean,
hive.
the Bengals did sign Noah Fant. We haven't talked about that, Blake. I don't know what your thoughts about it are. And I think Gesicki might have gotten banged up. Maybe I'm making that up, but I'll check on that. But what do you think about Noah Fant? You think he's pretty much just going there to be the backup, or do you think that hurts Gesicki a little?
I don't think it affects Gesicki at all. To be honest,
Okay.
I mean he wasn't even play. Like he was playing like 40% of the snaps last year, anyways. So I mean,
Okay.
if people were gonna draft him like he was gonna play 100%, like I think they were just
All right.
probably wrong about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By the way, see. Go ahead.
yeah, I don't know if it affects him at all, but it's interesting for fan like Dynasty.
Yeah.
Who has a handcuff. I don't know if that even.
Yeah. I see that Jalen Noel's still on the board. I mean, you know how much I've been loving Jalen Noel in Dynasty and just in general. So he kind of stands out there as someone to maybe consider as another receiver. I
Yeah,
know he
the
doesn't
one.
project for early season, so maybe he doesn't fit this
Yeah, that's the one
bill.
tough thing. I think like maybe some favorite ones I'm seeing are Brown. As disgusting as Lockett is, but like just someone like that, or Deontay Johnson. I mean, we'd have two.
Oh, I love that.
We'd have
Love
two
Deontay.
Browns. Even Wicks. I think Wicks is like, God, Wicks is underpriced. Like I mean, we know he can get open, dude. Can he catch a football?
Yeah.
I think he's hurt actually.
Andre Lambert Smith's a guy there, although he probably doesn't fit this build, but he had a nice
Yeah,
preseason game and the hype continues on him. So he's a guy who's definitely rising up draft
yeah,
boards, it seems. I mean,
yeah.
especially someone just more of a dynasty name, but I don't know. I mean, at some point he might enter the conversation and redraft in best ball maybe here.
Yeah, a good point by let's see what Ryan was saying here. He said, by the way, yeah, recommend looking at what's his name's team there, Fate Bender. So we'll look at his team after as well. We'll definitely do that. And Ryan agrees. Like Giddens is a much better pick than JCM right now. I mean, it's just one of those ones where I mean, even if they're the same talent level, but I mean, Giddens was one of my favorite pre-draft guys. Um,
Yeah, and Ryan says
I
he also likes Taj Brooks more than JCM, and that Taj Brooks plays Marvin Harrison week
yeah,
17. Yeah, that's a good call
I
there.
would, yeah, I'd agree with all that. I do like JCM though, not to say.
Yeah,
I
for
even
sure.
said I was buying him in our Dynasty showcase episode,
Go down.
last episode. So Taj would be nice here. I mean, we got. What was it there? Yeah, we got Grendo. We just have enough firepower in here. He could be like the last thing on top. There's just not a receiver that's obvious. Do you see anything? Like it's
I mean,
there's just
there's
nothing.
Calvin Austin there. I mean, he fits the high, but no one's really
He's
jumping out as someone
he's
I'm dying to
not.
draft.
There's just. I mean, the only other thing is like Shao as a third quarterback, but we kind of got to
That's
take
not reach. I
Brooks.
mean, I would say
Yeah,
take Taj Brooks
agreed.
if he falls. I mean, I also wouldn't hate Justice Hill or even Giddens, Hunter.
Yeah,
A lot of good
this is
options.
a
I mean,
good team to get Brooks on.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I could definitely see the Justice Hill thing too. I actually just think like we might be strong enough though. Like I almost want him on a little bit weaker of a team where we don't have I mean, we do have a lot
Power,
invested early.
chain, yeah.
Yeah, or a lot invested early slash mid round. So
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so I think Taj Brooks makes
yeah,
more sense. It's just like swing for the upside at running back. Like,
yeah,
can you imagine if something happened to Chase Brown? Like Taj
yeah.
Brooks would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. And it's just a perfect team because we needed a bangle for Marv, which yeah, which Ryan mentioned. So he's really like we got Gesicki as well, but that's good though. We got the running back, tight end. So, um, now we got 3 players in that game, and it also, what I like about that, we have like 3 players in that game. But we probably have like 2 of the least commonly got stacked guys with Marv, or at least like primarily stacked, because most people that have Marv would have Chase Brown, would have Jamar Chase, would have T
Right.
Higgins, whereas like we've just completely went this other obscure cheap route,
Right.
and I mean we know Gesicki's a spike guy, but oh, we're on the clock again here. Do you just want to take Shook here and just get a body
Okay.
and just we're playing a little bit of Saints?
Yeah, I'm good with that. We have Shaheed. We get the stack, and who knows? I mean, I don't think the reports out of New Orleans have been great about their QBs, but hey, you never know. Maybe he ends up being better than we think.
You never know. I mean, we know he's gonna be on the field. I think. I would bet as much as I think he's just like probably not that good, and
Yeah,
probably
they
not the
kind of have
starter.
to play him. Like, what? I mean, they really don't have much other choice.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I can tell myself a story, but this is the team where you need to actually take your shook share.
Mhm.
Where, yeah, I don't know that we need a third QB, but whatever. Hurts. What if he misses a couple weeks or?
How many? Do we have any more picks?
Yeah, we have 2 more rounds.
Okay. I mean, Deontay Johnson is someone I'd love to get with one of the last 2 picks
Yeah,
if it
he
if
could
you
be
think
a
it makes sense.
contributor, especially like early. He's a good interesting one where it's like I don't even care if he turns into a 0. Like this team could just use a guy like him
Yeah.
that maybe has a chance week 1 to flash. I don't love having like two Browns receivers, but like maybe they aren't the worst offense. Maybe
And
that's
what if
what's
they
going
continue to
on.
throw the ball a lot like they did last year? I mean, what if Flacco starts more games than even more games than people think? Although he's looking like the favorite at this point to at
Yeah,
least begin the season as the starter. Yeah, I see you bringing Wicks up. I mean, he's kind of a fun, high upside guy as well if you want to go that route.
so yeah, he's just not practicing right now. I mean, I just think like at 224, like we're taking guys. I mean, that's a joke with Odell, but we got like Michael
Ooh,
Gallup.
Coker's still available. That's kind of
Yeah,
interesting.
Coker's up there, and then Ryan pointed out, yeah, Reynolds and Brown are absolutely disgusting. We actually do like Brown though. We've been picking him up in Dynasty. We've actually like always been Noah Brown guys. We had some last year, and by the
Yeah.
way, he was out targeting Terry McLaurin until he got injured through. I don't know off the top of my head, like 6 weeks or something. They were like neck and neck, and I think he had a target or 2 more, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
So I like that suggestion as well.
Also, I see Kyle Monangai, another guy that fits the hive. It seems like we've had a lot of hive options in this draft. So I don't know if we
Yeah.
just got lucky or I don't know, maybe just the market isn't crazy about a lot of these like AFC North teams and some of the other ones that are in this hive. But it seems like
Yeah.
we've had a lot of options there.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Well, those AFC North teams just have kind of guys that fall in this later range. But yeah, Monongai, I don't think he really fits the bill for the team. I think we need to go receiver with these last 2 picks here. So
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
I'm fine though taking
Lambert Smith.
if we wanted to go like a Deontay, I'm fine just taking a guy that we think doesn't contribute really anything early. I mean,
Okay.
yeah,
I'd be good just taking a shot at Lambert Smith. Which guy would we draft first, Deontay, or go play the ADP game?
Wouldn't really matter to me. I mean, there's like Horton stuff later, so it's up to you. Depends on who you. We would get.
I mean, I feel like
Horton for
Deontay
sure.
Johnson is more important to secure because, like,
Yeah.
if we miss out on him, like, who else are we going to
Agreed.
get for early season production?
Yeah, that's a great point.
But if you want to roll the dice and just play the
No.
ADP game and hope we
No,
can get
no.
both, like, I'm fine with it.
No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, that's a great point. And I know Torrey Horton's buried. Hopefully he would be there.
Yeah, he's been playing first team snaps, so it seems like he's already ahead of MVS on the depth chart. And Horton's a guy that, at least for a 5th-round draft capital, we both like as a
Yeah,
prospect.
I've been snagging him up when I was doing drafts on the weekend. No one is drafting him, it seems. Obviously sharp
Yeah, so that
players.
seems like kind of a little cheat code there. Now, I'm sure his ADP is going to start climbing up, but might as well take advantage of that while you can.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, man, it's funny how good Tillman and Deontay Johnson feel. I feel like that is like one of the biggest it feels like one of the biggest fish, like 2 picks, but we have like nearly zero invested in them. And if we
Oh, yeah.
get Flacco, if we just get
Yeah.
better QB play than expected and not the 32nd best offense in
Yeah.
football, I think those 2 guys, or if they can kind of bounce back and give us usable weeks. I mean, we're really
Yeah.
high on Tillman. Um, we really think he's good. So, yeah,
I kind of wish we took Flacco now, but oh well.
Yeah, no, I don't. He's not gonna play week 17. But
Oh, that's true.
if he did though, somehow, some way,
How is Coker going this late? Like, no one,
I
no
don't
love
know.
for Coker?
Yeah, I've been taking him on some Bryce Young teams. Because Bryce Young's a good pick. Do you
Okay, we're
like,
on the clock.
yeah, do you like Horton better than these other guys? Here's all our guys we can pick from.
This is so tough here.
Well, I'm gonna check real quick. Okay, Panthers play. What do we got?
Want to go Coker?
Coker. Okay, sure. Actually, I don't know. I don't know. Do you want to just shoot the upside? Like,
Hey, Horton.
let's go
Horton.
Hail Mary here. Yeah, let's go
Horton.
Horton. First team. He's got the best path of all these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, because I guess I'm trying to think of the Panthers. I mean, I guess technically to start the season, it's going to be Pat McMillan, Xavier Legette, and Adam Thielen. So yeah, I guess Horton is only probably the most likely guy to.
I don't like Cup. Here's the thing I like about Horton. Look, Cup can be out there running routes. I don't like Cup at all. I don't think I'll draft a single Cooper Cup. I don't think I'll own a single Cooper Cup. I don't care if he's just like even outproduces his ADP a little bit. He's not going to be the guy to own this year.
Yeah, but if Cup truly is washed or he gets injured just because he's old and whatever, I mean, it could really be wheels up for Horton if he's anywhere close to as good as we think he might be.
Yeah. I mean, his path would be pretty clear if he's good. So
yeah,
if he's not good, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and who knows? But I mean,
it's round 20.
We think for a 5th-round NFL draft pick, he's a pretty good player.
Yeah, and he's gonna be low owned. I think is the big part here. So let's see. I see what Ryan was saying. Noah Brown would be a fun one to sneak on teams for sure. Reynolds is a hard one to get to unless you have Justin Fields or if you need jet stuff, but could certainly be an interesting one because if he plays like the Allen Lazard type role, even though Lazard's there, I mean that's still a nice best ball one.
Yeah, I think that's a good call on Reynolds. He could be sneaky. I mean, people kind of forget that, or maybe they're not even aware that like he's probably like the number 2 receiver on the Jets right now. He's probably gonna be starting in 2 wide receiver sets. So I think that's a really sneaky call there, Ryan.
Yeah, for sure. And then he asked, do you really want multiple Browns receivers? And I think that's just about what anyone would ask.
Fair question.
Fair question. I think the most important part is we are in round 19.
Yeah.
Whether we pick a Browns receiver or a Chiefs receiver or whoever it is, they're probably not giving you anything to begin with. But the one thing, Deontay Johnson in this build, these guys are just probably pretty underpriced. And I'm just completely fine with Deontay Johnson being nothing if he gives us a few weeks early.
Yeah.
Because we have so much on this specific build is the answer.
Right.
We have so much upside with rookies and these second-year breakouts that it just makes enough sense where you have Joe Flacco and 2 Browns receivers and you're praying for an unexpected or whatever, maybe somewhat expected high pass volume offense to start the season.
Yeah, and imagine if you did that last season. Imagine if you took Judy and Tillman or Judy and Elijah Moore. Like, it worked out pretty well. I mean, you probably didn't invest much into either in terms of where you got those guys in drafts. I mean, Judy, I assume, was kind of a mid-round kind of pick. I don't think anyone was too excited about him last offseason. And then, if you took Tillman or Elijah Moore, you probably got him in a very late round. Yeah. So it worked out last year. I mean, it doesn't mean it's going to work out again this year, but it could.
Yeah, I'd be super against Tillman and Judy right now, which I think is the big thing, Ryan. Yeah, if there's no way we would own
Yeah, I mean,
Both those guys,
if you
real
draft two
muscle.
Browns receivers this year, one has to be Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, or unless you think there's someone else, what's Jamari Thrash? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it would have to be a guy that's free.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. So yeah, Ryan is saying yeah. So the only problem with Horton is if Darnold fails, and Milroe is starting later. I think that's yeah. I mean, I think that's a valid point. One thing would be interesting is like if you think that's in the range of outcomes, you should probably get some Milroe on your teams because I mean, if he gets in there, he's gonna be lethal. I'm just like not too worried about that, and I guess there's probably like bigger issues for Horton than Milroe getting in there. That
Mm.
he could surprise as a passer, but it's not gonna be good. Agreed. Um, you just
Yeah, but Ryan says Horton has great talent, though. I
yeah
like taking him with Darnold. Yeah, I
yeah
mean,
that's a great
he,
backstack actually.
he would have gone higher in the NFL draft, but I think he slipped to the fifth round because he had some kind of like injury concerns, which I still don't know that much information about.
He tore his knee in October.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So
I'm like, is that? I mean, I don't know. I'll have to ask my dad about that, who is a doctor. For anyone that is wondering, like, why I would ask my dad about it, but I'm wondering, is that something that would like affect him this season, or is it just basically, it's just he got unlucky and he got hurt? But like, if it's not going to impact how his performance this year, although maybe it is. I mean, because otherwise, why would he have fallen in the draft? So I don't know. I'll have to look into that a bit.
do you know anything, Ryan, about his injury? I don't know what it is specifically. I haven't actually heard much of that either.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been talked about too much. I mean, I guess probably because Horton isn't like some big name that everyone's talking about. He's, still kind of a bit under the radar. I mean, he was someone that was definitely getting drafted in rookie drafts and dynasty. But still, I mean, he even seemed like a pretty good value, even in the third and fourth round, wherever you're able to get him.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was definitely taking some shares of him. I know Blake, you were trying. I think you got a few as well.
I'm at 0 after trading him to you.
Oh man, is that right?
All those waivers that I
you forgot to put in. Yeah,
fell asleep or forgot to get in. That was the time to get him. So yeah, I just had the one, but he's one of those guys that I don't mind buying on the way up. Slipping up. But he was one of those guys too that it was like every fourth round I wanted to get him. Every time I had a 406 or whatever.
Yeah.
He gets taken at 310 for some reason. It's like,
right.
Great.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that definitely doesn't help that you and I play in a lot of leagues together. So I'm sure I probably sniped you on him once or twice. But
there's a lot of Horton guys in my leagues. It seemed.
Yeah.
He was not.
Yeah, he wasn't
not falling out of the.
Yeah, in the dynasty community, he wasn't too much under the radar.
No, yeah, especially after the first couple drafts is like the only time I could have gotten off
right.
waivers.
Yeah, the later the offseason it got, the more people were onto him.
Yeah, or I put my bid in, and that was the big one. I put my bid in a couple times on a bunch of players, but I forgot to like adjust it because I was like, oh, I'll fix that later when I'm not working.
Oh yeah, so you just put in like a generic bid as a placeholder, and then forgot to
would put 0 on like a bunch of guys, and then I'm like, okay, I'll figure out what the number is after, and then it was like, no, I fell asleep.
Probably the lesson from that is even if you're going to do it quickly as a placeholder, just
put a number,
some kind of ballpark figure in there, so that if you forget, at least it's like a reasonable number rather than just like 0.
Yeah, no, exactly. So
yeah, at least make it like, I mean, let's say it's $100 budget, at least make it like $12 or like $25 or $50 or something.
Yeah, that I think I started doing that after I did that like twice this offseason. So normally I'm much more on it, but
you learned your lesson on that.
But when you have a million rookie drafts going at the same time, yeah,
that's tough.
So yeah, we'll review these teams. I couldn't find what exactly that knee injury was on Horton, but
Ryan said I do like Milroe, but I don't stack him heavily. He seems like a guy who will run 10+ times and maybe max out at 180 or so pass yards. So you're talking about like per game.
He's
per
the
game
ultimate.
Number.
You just throw him on your team and like you can get Horton with him, but because they're both free, but there's really no reason to have a Seahawks receiver with Milroe. Agreed.
Yeah, and Ryan compares Milroe to early season Lamar, in terms of like what kind of stat line he might put up. I could see that. Yeah, and then what you say, Sam Munson, who used to be at PFF, really liked Horton pre-draft. Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like some smart people think that Horton is a pretty decent prospect, at least for a fifth rounder.
Yeah, yeah, certainly when you got a lot of people high on him, something to
Yeah,
always take note of, right? Like,
yeah, it definitely seems like the film guys like Horton, so I definitely, that's a good check mark in Horton's favor.
yeah. So let's check this team, then we'll go look at the DFS guy. So at quarterback we have Hertz, we have Stafford, and then we got Shook right at the end. And we have all stacked except we have a naked Hertz, which is completely fine by me. Although Goddard would have been nice, but it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
We got some nice values on tight ends, but we get I mean, this is an exciting running back room. At Shane, Henderson, Caleb Johnson, who plays into those Cleveland games, and then I think in the Hive, and then Pollard, and then even at the back we get Garendo and Taj Brooks. So we got a good mixture there.
Yeah.
For the running back room.
We got some rookies. We have some guys that are going to be productive right away. So I think that's a nice.
Yeah, really high upset Handcuff and Garendo. So then, receiver, we got our stud and Puka. This is like my anti-dynasty team method is like the Marvin Rome, like basically like week one fades. But hey, we're trying to win them $2 million. They could be way better than expected.
Yep.
Especially late season. I think that's the really big one of those guys. We get Shaheed, Burden, who could be slow at the gate, but maybe if Rome isn't producing, maybe we get shocked by Burden. Maybe DJ Moore gets traded. I think it's kind of fun to stack all those Bears guys, minus DJ Moore, who maybe we shouldn't be as low as we are on him. But, we get Tillman, Deontay Johnson, Torrey Horton. It does feel like we're a little weaker receiver if Marvin and Rome don't do anything, but, like, we just got to hope they contribute early.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're betting on them being early season contributors because if they're not, we could be in a little trouble.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the way we went. Like, if we can get some people to step up, Puka to carry us. This would be one. If Puka goes down, it feels like we're cooked. But then again, if Puka goes down, you're probably cooked anyways. So.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Shaheed produces early. Maybe Deontay Johnson does.
I think Shaheed and Tillman are like our best bets of like having like really shocking like spikes early. I mean, we saw what Tillman did last year in his only month of playing, wide receiver 1 across that.
I mean, who knows? Like maybe even like Horton. I mean, imagine like if Horton has like a big week 1 out of nowhere. It's like, oh my god, like now we're really cooking with gas.
Yeah, I mean, hey, even if he just gets like a random touchdown,
right.
It's just one of those rookies where he's got some juice.
Yeah, even if Horton just like week 1 had like 30 yards and a touchdown, like who knows? Like maybe that makes our lineup,
Yeah. So tight end, I actually really like the way we put together this tight end room. We get they fit really well into this Hive and all these stacks. We get Kraft, we get Loveland, extremely high upside, and Loveland, of course. Kraft is extremely solid, and then we get Gesicki. I'm not the biggest like dynasty. I could care less about Gesicki personally because good luck like knowing to start him. You got to start him every week, basically. But in best ball, hey man, we saw what he could do. So.
Oh, I mean, he was like the spike week king at tight end. So I mean, Gesicki's made for best ball. So I love him here.
Yeah, exactly. We needed a Mangle, so yeah. I mean,
and he fits the Hive, so yeah, I feel like he's perfect.
Yeah, we had actually an extremely correlated team. I think we were just like missing a Titan for Saints and Titans week 17.
Okay,
but that's fine.
Oh, wait, we have we have
Pollard. Yeah, we have Pollard. That's right.
So we covered all our bases.
Yeah. I wasn't even thinking of that one.
I mean, it's a risky team, with some of the issues that we highlighted. But again, we're going for the $2 million. We're just swinging for upside. So I kind of think we knocked it out of the park here. I think this is a really fun team.
This team really feels. But here's the thing: like, although we're a little bit, it feels like we're not as strong as receiver, at least projections wise, early.
Yeah.
We have Hurts, a chain. We have these guys that can like really put up these monster weeks, boost us up. But like this team feels like it got really hot in that second half of the season.
Oh yeah,
it does feel like the majority of this team is focused on trying to take down the playoffs.
Yeah, but if it can just survive the first half, if we just get a few surprises, a few early contributors that maybe most people aren't expecting, then we're really in business.
Absolutely. So let's check out Fate Bender's team here. I know Ryan wanted to see it. you can let us know what you think of his squad, Ryan, as well. So he goes at quarterback, Josh Allen, Drake May. Okay, he goes 2 quarterback. Oh no, and Penix. So okay, so that's a lot. Actually, that's interesting. And yeah, if you're familiar with this guy at all, that's a lot of investment at quarterback. Especially, I think he took May.
That's a ton. I mean, because
that's a ton.
Where did he take May?
Interesting. I believe it was in like the 110 range. I remember seeing him.
Okay.
Let's see. But that is like before all the other guys. Yeah, he took him at 114 ahead of, Yeah. I mean, basically at the beginning of the tier, so that's interesting to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Josh Allen.
Considering you took Josh Allen, that you wouldn't expect to go another QB quite that early, so that's interesting.
Yeah, or you expect him to go 1 and then get a third. Kind of like, I guess, what we did. We did push our second one back a lot, but I definitely
but you would think Josh Allen and May would be enough. So interesting that he still took a third QB. Maybe he just thought Penix was too good of a value to pass up. Where do you think Penix?
Probably a good value, and probably because he has London at the
London. Okay,
that's the likely explanation. Looked like it was a good value on Penix. I don't think it was like a crazy one, but a few slots past ADP.
Yeah.
So yeah, McCaffrey and Cook's a good running back room if Cook plays. ETN, he takes a shot. Okay, Judkins, he backloads for that.
Braylon he sniped us on Braylon Allen. He was the one.
Yeah, there we go. If you gotta know, we gotta get sniped on him, for sure. And let's see. So we have Smitty. Oh yeah, sorry. London, Smitty, Diggs, Shakir. He takes the value.
Coleman.
What's that?
Yeah, so he's got the Coleman stack with Josh Allen, the Diggs stack with May.
Yeah, the Shakir stack with Allen as well.
Yeah, Shakir.
He takes his shot in Hollywood Brown.
Oh wait, Shakir has a high ankle sprain. I don't know if
that's why I was really scared to take him there. Like that's not what I want.
You know who's really sneaky is Elijah Moore. I mean, like I can't believe I'm going back to the Elijah Moore well. But like I swear, like if he's the starting slot receiver for the Bills, like you're telling me he couldn't do Khalil Shakir kind of things? Like I think, I just picked him up in a dynasty league where we're still sitting on waivers, hearing the Shakir news. Only have 2 shares of Elijah Moore in dynasty, but he's someone I'm suddenly have some interest in just all formats in general.
I mean, he's free. Like he is kind of a tough one. Like I don't know. I mean, you could maybe
get drafted here.
Nah, I don't think so. You could probably. I mean, the issue is that like Shakir's gonna come back and get healthier across the season, so he's just like not a good pick unless you think Shakir's ankle falls off, basically. But the thing with that I actually am. I mean, I'm not a Coleman guy at all. But
exactly.
I think Coleman maybe because if Shakir misses time early. Well, maybe they move Coleman inside, and that's where he needs to be to flourish for fantasy.
Right.
So,
that's what
I mean, I don't think it's like some likely outcome because again, maybe Elijah Moore's just the guy there. I don't really know what to do with any of that injury stuff. I didn't like Shakir to begin with in I mean basically all formats, though this Bestball DraftKings would be the only format I would even like really consider taking him on certain teams. I'm just not especially like Dynasty, you I don't gotta go into that. I am not a Shakir guy, but I mean, it muddies up that room with Moore in there. I don't know how to play that, so.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he's bad. It's just a free shot, Elijah Moore, and who knows?
No, not at all. Especially
what if he's like just better than Keon Coleman and just like earns his way into a starting job regardless of injury? I mean, not saying it's likely, but I don't know. There have been good reports on Elijah Moore at camp. Even like not just coaches, but like players speaking well of him, being impressed with him. So who knows? I mean, he's free. So
yeah, he is absolutely free. I mean, he could be a guy that like in a deep redraft league or dynasty, you might be able to start him week 1 if Shakir's out and just kind of. I mean, it might not work out, but you might be able to tell yourself like a Deontay Johnson-esque story on that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, look at this. This is the AFC North team. No, AFC East team if I've ever seen it. Sorry, he's got like the hive going here of AFC East. It's Buffalo. Okay. It's New England. It is the Jets.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's heavily invested there.
Oh look, he drafted Elijah Moore. Look at that.
Oh, there you go. I mean, he just went full in.
Yeah.
He just said, "I want every single Bills receiver."
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, hey,
There you
smart
go.
guy drafted Elijah
There
Moore,
you go.
so
He was
maybe
listening.
suddenly have a little more credibility.
Yeah. I mean, there you go. I was actually a little surprised he went, but especially with both Shakir and Moore, that's an interesting. But again, it's kind of like, I mean, we did kind of the same thing. We took
Yeah.
Tillman and we took Deontay Johnson. Like, so
Yeah.
I guess we can't say anything about that. We kind of understand.
Yeah, he's just kind of like locking up a wide receiver room at a pretty cheap overall cost. So
Yeah, makes
interesting
sense.
strategy there. I kind of like it.
Okay, so then at tight end he goes Laporta. He goes.
Nathan Taylor, I
I
believe.
like Okonkwo and Taylor late. Yeah, those are good values. Yeah, you guys got guys like Ray McLeod to stack with Penix.
Yeah, McLeod's kind of sneaky, especially with the Mooney injury. I've been adding some McLeod in Dynasty, just off of waivers. So I think he's kind of sneaky.
Yeah, this is an interesting build because beyond the top three receivers, which are pretty good, it's basically just the Bills receiver room and Ray McLeod and Boudet. So that's an interesting. Oh, and Hollywood Brown. So yeah, that's an interesting build. But it's I mean, if one of those builds,
it's a little dicey at receiver.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe this will have to be one we kind of track. I'm interested to see how that plays out with with those guys. But let's see what Ryan's saying.
Yeah, I mean, London and Smitty could carry him to some degree, but yeah, he's it's a little dicey after that.
Yeah, so he says
lighter on total backs and took some guys who have been falling in ADP with Judkins and ETN.
Yeah, one thing Ryan's saying, the Smitty plays Buffalo. Yeah, I mean, he's got an extremely correlated team. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have like.
Go ahead. I just said Ryan just added really limited the number of teams he invested in total, hopefully in turn limiting the number of things he needs to get right. If Buffalo, Atlanta, New England overperform, he's going to advance this team. Yeah, so he really did consolidate his bets. As Ryan also pointed out, he took 5 total Buffalo Bills. Very went heavy on these AFC East teams. Kind of got his own hive going there. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this turns out.
Yeah, that's my question for Ryan. And with your opinion, this feels like more of an advance rate potential team, if that makes sense. With stacking up the Bill stuff, trying to make the correlated bets. My question is, what do you think if you're building your teams? Do you think this is a team you'd want in the playoffs that you'd expect? I guess if Buffalo, are you praying they run hot three hot games or else you're cooked? Obviously, so much Buffalo. I mean, basically, he has every Buffalo player. I don't think he has everyone but Kincaid. So. He pretty much needs Buffalo to run hot. But if they run hot, I guess maybe he can ship it.
Yeah. Hey, Blake, we're coming upon midnight here on the East Coast. Do we still have time to do our review of There Will Be Blood?
Yeah.
How are you doing on time?
No, let's do the There Will Be Blood review. And if Ryan, who's in the chat, is confused, you can tell us if you've watched There Will Be Blood. But we've been incorporating once a week. We're watching a movie, watching a film, and we're reviewing it. Last week we did The Truman Show.
Yeah.
This week we're doing There Will Be Blood. So come for the draft, as I put in the Bestball drafts, the Dynasty chatter. Stay for the film talk. So.
Yeah, heck yeah. So yeah, it's just basically a little film club we started, and anyone can participate in it. After we review the movie, then we'll announce the movie for the next week. So we'll have to come up with something, Blake. Although we've been talking about other possibilities, so I definitely think we've got some good ones to choose between for the next movie. We can hopefully figure that out after our review. But we just thought this would be a fun thing, kind of shared experience for everyone. So. Yeah, let's jump into it. So, Blake, this is your movie. I don't even know where to start. It's always so tough. My mind goes to so many different places.
Start at the beginning.
Start at the beginning.
Let's just start because it's interesting, the beginning, and maybe you had some thoughts. It starts essentially as a silent film. There's
Yeah.
maybe roughly the first 10 minutes. There's not a word spoken,
Yeah.
and then what I noticed is the first scene where there's dialogue. Not only is there dialogue, I mean he's just yapping for like 3 minutes. It's like a monologue where he's like pitching like
To the
himself.
townspeople. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like pretty drastic like shift there, going from like,
Right.
okay, is there gonna be any dialogue in this movie? I don't know. I mean, it was a long time without it. To
Yeah. And I think the beginning of that part where it's kind of like a silent film, um, I didn't think too much of it, but kind of looking back, that was really kind of his beginnings of getting into the oil business, wasn't it? Like he was just on his own, just basically digging a hole and trying to see if he could find oil, like completely by himself, like having like no crew with him or nothing.
yeah, and I think he was. I could be wrong. I don't know if he was looking for oil. He couldn't have been looking for oil that time because he didn't have the tools. He was looking for like, what was it? It was something else. It wasn't like gold, but it was. He had
Oh,
he had sold some rocks,
okay.
mineral rocks. I don't know, whatever it was. I couldn't recognize what it was,
Okay.
but maybe it was like diamond. I have no idea. But the yeah, I mean, you kind of see there's a few important things that I recall from the beginning, especially when rewatching it.
Mhm.
You get to learn a lot about him just with absolutely zero dialogue. But one
Right.
thing is like you get the backstory of like how much he's been through to get to where he is like now. You kind of see that you see that like that drive in him. I mean, it was like 10 miles or something. He with like a broken leg like pushed himself on one leg on his back. I mean,
Yeah.
to cash out, and then you see him progress. Um, people are, dying beside him in the oil well. There's blood. There certainly was blood
Yep.
off the rip.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was like some little hints. Just I don't know. With it was like the facial expressions. It was just like the way he was looking. I don't know. After having some context to, watching the movie for, there were some things that you can kind of just like see. I don't know, building in him that he was like expressing through his acting.
Yeah, and also, I mean, he kind of looks like unrecognizable in the beginning. Like
Yep,
when I was like first watching, I'm like, wait, is that him? Like, is that Plainview? Or
he was.
because
Yeah,
like he's got like this like such a thicker beard as opposed to like later in the movie, it's like just a mustache and he just looks so different. So I was kind of like confused at first. So I think I'm sure I'll watch the movie again at some point in the future. I think it'll be interesting to see that beginning part of the movie again and really appreciate that like wait that's him and like this is like his beginnings.
yeah. I mean, that's I was thinking again watching. I was like, he's pretty unrecognizable, especially in the very first shot. Yeah, with that scruffy beard, and especially when watching it, there's so much going on in the movie. There's actually a few things that we can point on throughout the review that
Yeah.
it was kind of like something happened, and you're like, I'm like, well, wait, did I miss something?
Yeah.
Did I? And one was like the kid, and because like he's kind of like unrecognizable, and he's like in the mud, like, and you're there's a bunch of characters you don't know who they are. They haven't said anything. You're not too
Yeah.
familiar with them. And I was like, well, okay, so he's taking after this kid. It's not his. The father died in the well. But then, like throughout the movie, I'm like, he's saying the mother, and I'm like, well, am I missing something? Like, did I blink? And
Yeah, honestly, like, I mean, maybe it's just like my ADD, but like, I actually kind of like,
started to buy
kind of
it.
forgot
Like,
about that early scene where like,
yeah,
the guy died and took the baby, and I completely forgot about
I
that, and
think
I was
that's by design. Like, I really
okay,
think,
yeah, because like I was just sort of believing a story that oh yeah, the mother died during childbirth, and it's just like the
yeah,
two of them now, and it's this family business, and so I kind of got conned the same way that maybe these townspeople were getting conned from this
yeah.
slick businessman who was just selling them a story and a
I
narrative that he knew would be appealing to them.
Yeah, I really think that was by design too, because it was placed in the beginning, and so much is happening that you almost just forget. And not only that, you kind of forget, but you start to question if you do remember, because that's what I was like, did I must have missed something. Like,
Yeah,
we know he early and often will lie or twist the truth about things, but he was just so good at selling it. And also there was multiple people asked him about it. And when his fake brother came in and asked about the mother, he said his response like really sold to me that I was like, okay, maybe I did miss something, because
Right.
he's like, well, where's the mother? And he said, I don't want to talk about those things, or I don't want to talk about those kind of things. And I'm like, now all of a sudden I'm picturing like there's actually like a mother, and like none of that
Right.
happened, but it was in my
Yeah.
head. I kind of
Yeah,
created this whole backstory that
he was
didn't
acting like
exist.
there was this trauma that he didn't want to like open back up, So yeah, it was convincing. And also, speaking of confusing things, but also very interesting things, so maybe confusing in a good way if that's possible. I want to talk about the character of Paul,
Yes,
who,
that was the other one. Yeah.
yes, who basically comes and finds Plainview and tells him about this place that has oil, on his family farm and everything. And then when Plainview and his son, what was his name, HW, go to the farm, and they do it under the guise of, oh, we're going quail hunting.
Yeah.
There's no Paul there,
There's no
but there
Paul ever
isn't.
again,
But there,
I believe.
no, you don't see. Well, or do you? Because we see Eli, who looks exactly the same as Paul. I assume it's the same actor. So the question is, are these supposedly like twin brothers, or are Paul and Eli actually the same person? And he was just basically using a fake name before, and he kind of has like these two different personalities, or maybe he's like formed himself since then.
So I had my first watch. I watched this whole thing. I'll tell you what, like, after doing the research of, because like I needed to look it up to know.
Yeah, I looked into it as well, and just to explain like how I felt watching the movie.
Yeah.
When I first saw Eli, I just assumed, even though he was introducing himself by a different name, Paul, I was just assuming, oh no, that's the same character.
He just used the wrong different name.
Yeah, he had just used a fake name, when he first met Plainview, and now he's giving his real name as Eli. But then as the movie went on and on longer,
Eli and Paul, like
so I just started to assume like, okay, maybe I'm the crazy one. Maybe this really is just his twin brother, or similarly looking brother, or whatever. So then I just kind of bought into it.
Yeah.
But then as I was like researching the movie after watching it, someone brought up the theory that they really are truly actually the same character, and I was like, oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, I mean, that was my, not even theory, that was my belief. And if you go into psychology, there was one confusing thing that I couldn't put together, and it was about the Mary, the little daughter. How Daniel goes and he sits, remember, beside the father, and he grabs Mary and he's like, no more hitting, right? You're not gonna let your dad hit you. And I'm like, it was just, I can know why. There's a few different reasons why that line would be there, but one would be like the whole hitting thing. Well, what do we know about, or what, if you know about psychology and mental illness, what happens when you get beat as a child? Well, if Mary's was beat as a child, probably Paul/Eli were as well. When you're beat as a child, you're also susceptible to, or like have verbal or physical abuse. You're most susceptible to, schizophrenia and personality disorders. So my, like, the way I was watching that as, like a psych major, I was like, these are clearly the same person. And when in the end, I just didn't think much of it. I just thought they were literally the same person. He was clearly unwell. You see in his like acts of the Holy Spirit.
Oh my God! Like those scenes in the church, like what the heck was that all about? I mean, just these like dramatic theatrics of like getting rid of the devil and like pushing him out the door of the church and everything like that. I do want to talk about like what was his purpose in that, and also it seems like his character. I mean, maybe it's partially due to some mental illness, as we're talking about there, but also there definitely seems to be some element of Eli/Paul being a bit of a fraud, maybe a bit of a con man himself, maybe not all that different from Plainview. So I don't know. We can tackle that now or get into that down the line. Also, I want to mention real quick, Ryan W. in the chat says Daniel Day-Lewis is great. Yeah, I mean, his acting is truly is phenomenal in this movie. I mean, he just so is that character.
Yeah. I mean, like, I can't even imagine how anyone else cast as him, and that eyebrow. It's the way he talks, like it is like cadence when he speaks. The way he says every word. And hey, one thing that we should mention as a Dynasty channel, there was one thing I could not stop thinking in all of his conversations to do with business.
Yeah.
It was like he was smoking like a true dynasty manager, and it's like it kind of reminded me of how like maybe I will be in like DMs of with like
Yeah.
talking through because,
Patience.
because here's the thing, he won't when he was trying to buy the quail farm or do deals with the oil company, whatever, or
Yeah.
whatever business transaction he was trying to do, you ever notice he never is like trying to push as in the sense of like, okay, well this is this, so like he's never trying to convince them. He
Right.
just goes, well, what would that be worth to you? You know, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you tell me what's and he knows they're undereducated or maybe don't or
Yeah.
not professional, so he knows how to play these certain situations.
Yeah, he's not just throwing out some number. He wants to know what
Yeah,
they're going to say, and then he can like react to that.
yeah,
Also, just I wasn't even planning on taking this to like a dynasty comparison, but I love that you did that, Blake. Another thing that just came to mind in that regard is something I would say about like dynasty trade negotiations is like don't be afraid to walk away from a deal.
yeah.
And I love that in that first meeting. He ends up just like walking out of there because he sees like what chaos it becomes when like the townspeople start like arguing over everything, and then like the person like begs for him to like,
Yeah,
oh no,
that's
stay,
right.
and he's like, I wouldn't take this if you gave it to me as a gift. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But it's just like I love that. I mean, he's just like not afraid to walk away from a bad deal. So I thought
yeah.
that was also kind of neat.
Yeah, also a great point, and yeah, he was the master of like the leverage of the trade or
Oh yeah,
negotiation leverage. So there you
yeah.
go. Even have a dynasty comparison there, but yeah, that was one thing I noticed watching that I loved as well.
Yeah, and his acting, I mean, he just has such like a confidence and aura and presence around him. He just really seems to be in control of the character. But also just I think the character in this particular movie has those qualities, and
Yeah,
that's just presented so well.
yeah, 100%. Like if you man I mean yeah, doing film stuff. There's things on just faces, and he's like
Right.
a master class in that.
Yeah.
The way he can just speak without doing anything but like moving his eyebrow or just like changing the way he tilts his head. I mean, I don't know. Like honestly, there was times where like if it turned into like the silent film, if they wanted to go about it, like at certain times, they didn't necessarily do that, but like I feel like we got all that we could tell, and that would happen in certain shots where he just might not reply anything back, and
Yeah, but his
say what he
body,
needs to do with his
language.
face.
I mean, his body language did so much acting and so well. And I was just reading some like comments and reviews and stuff about the movie, and someone even in reference to his great acting referenced like the angularity of his posture. So it's just like his acting goes very deep.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like that was some top notch acting for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
But let's get back to the last thing we were talking about. We were talking about this whole thing with like Eli and
Okay.
Paul. So it sounds like you were kind of interpreting that the same way. But then did you did you eventually get tricked into thinking like, oh no, wait, okay, maybe these are different people, or you were just
I only even here's the thing. No, the first time when there was Paul, I just didn't catch it. I didn't catch the difference between okay, he's Paul at first and then Eli. That went by me the first time watching. So my first
so the first time watching, which was
so I was really confused about the whole Paul and Eli thing when they started.
Did you notice how similar they looked, or you'd kind of forgotten what?
It's
Paul
the same
was
actor.
like?
It's Paul Dano.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I was just like then I kept hearing Paul and Eli, and I'm like, well, like you can imagine how confused I am. But then by the end, in like especially the bowling alley scene,
Yeah.
where he's bringing up Paul and Eli, and it's like okay, so there's definitely like a brother, and he does mention it a couple other times.
But is it possible that Plainview doesn't understand that they're two different people?
No, exactly. So my original.
Sorry. Is it possible Plainview doesn't understand that they're actually the same person?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I mean my interpretation without with just off my first watch was just the fact like the way that Plainview was rubbing in his face that Paul went to like and he lowered the price, by the way. He said he did it for like $100 or like $300, not $500, by the way, just
Okay.
making me feel even worse. and he was telling Eli that Paul brought him in there. To me, that whole scene even backed up my, preconceived idea that they're the same person. This is a guy clearly with with some kind of personality disorder, and the way he's like rubbing it in his face, the way if you watch it with that perspective, like kind of I did the first time, you'll probably see what I mean. Where like he's being tortured, it's Eli or Paul Dano the actor. The way he's acting, it to me it really backed up. Like okay, he clearly has schizophrenia, and he's like you did it. Like he's saying it's Paul to Eli, but it's like but he's saying you did it, and it's like he's Eli might understand that like Paul is him, but is like I don't. It's kind of confusing. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But I was really really convinced my first watch that's how it went. Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, like my original thought was that the same person, but then I kind of thought based on what was being said and like, oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they are actually two different people. And then honestly, it wasn't until I started like researching the movie after having just watched it the other day for, the second time ever. And 15 years apart, between my viewings, it wasn't until I finished watching the movie for the second time just recently and then started doing some research on it. And I saw someone had that theory that like they're the same person. I was like, it was kind of like mind explosion, like, oh, wait, like maybe my original instinct was right. And then the movie was just trying to like trick me into thinking like, no, wait, these are actually separate brothers. So I don't know. I guess it's kind of open to interpretation, which is always kind of a fun thing in a movie. So maybe there's no right or wrong answer. I mean, I think you could kind of like argue it either way.
Yeah.
And yeah, each variation kind of gives like a different spin and feel to the movie. But regardless, of which way it actually is or which way we interpret it, let's talk about that relationship between, let's just call him Eli and Plainview, because that's kind of an interesting relationship throughout the movie. And, there are times where, it's kind of a strange relationship that they have. And what I was really interested in, because, and obviously, there are going to be, there are plenty of spoiler alerts here that as we probably have already spoiled some things. So yeah, if you haven't seen the movie yet and you plan on watching it,
a little late for that one.
Yeah, probably a little late, but in any case, but the final scene of the movie being what it is at the bowling scene where Plainview murders Eli. I think it's very interesting that the movie ends with that. And so let's talk about that relationship leading up to that. Like what led to that hatred? Was it something legitimate or is it something kind of like stupid? Because there are two things that I go to, this is how I would explain. Cause like the question I had like at the end of the movie is like, why did he even kill him? Like why was he even so mad at Eli? Like, where is that even coming from? And my answer to that, as I kind of thought about it, would, and did some research and everything and just reflected, would be two things. One is, even though this doesn't even make sense, but, things don't always make sense in, the minds of flawed human beings, which Plainview certainly was. The first thing is that Plainview must have blamed Eli for his son, HW, going deaf because of that accident.
That unblessed well.
Yeah, because obviously it's so ridiculous because the reason it wasn't blessed by Eli is because Plainview basically just stole the spotlight from him when they were like announcing the well drilling like opening, and Plainview just did the blessing on his own. He just completely like snubbed Eli at that moment.
Yeah, and I don't take him for being religious in the first place either. But here's the even more ridiculous part. By the end of the movie, I mean, that's the thing. I don't really buy it. Like, I think that Plainview was just being who he is and just like driving the only close person away to him, and his son who was deaf and like is now going to make his own business. He's like screw you, and by the way, that was like the best part. Bastard in a basket.
Oh, I know.
I love
Bastard in a basket.
Yeah, that's like that was like the funniest moment for me. So.
That definitely was a funny moment, and I don't think I laughed at it the first time, but for some reason on this viewing, like I was kind of like chuckling about that. Even like
scene was was he
Yeah.
starts barking, at the whatever, like imitating the translator, and yeah, that was a good scene. But anyways, the reason I was like that the whole thing's irrational, like, but like totally would make sense in like his completely irrational mind was the fact that that might be the reason why he has this hatred for Eli. But then it's like he doesn't. He claims to not even care about his son. He sends him away and
Right,
drives him away.
exactly.
So it's like.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, if you don't even care about your son and he's just this bastard from a basket that isn't even your blood or anything,
Yeah.
It's like, why did you care enough to like take out your anger at basically just the closest person there who you could, do mental gymnastics and find a way in your head to blame for this accident and his son going deaf. And then he basically like beats him up and he's like putting mud on him and he's saying like, I'm going to bury you, which definitely like, foreshadows at the final scene where he actually ends up murdering him.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe talking this through, I don't know. Yeah, without thinking about it any more deeply, it kind of does make sense the way that at least the scenes are, or just the way the story's told. I mean, he really starts to resent Eli after hate him and just here's the thing: his reaction on Eli was like, we knew he didn't really like him, but off his reaction, their interactions before. Yeah. But like he just comes out and smacks him and says he's gonna bury him, which was like a pretty big step. But that was also after his son went deaf. I genuinely think he cared about his son. HW, when watching, I mean, he also, I think you can tell that in the explosion, like he runs straight there.
Yeah, he does.
Brings him back. I know there are maybe some things you could look at where he's like still celebrating after, he's happy.
Yeah.
What was it? Oh, was HW okay? Nope.
Yeah, he says that like so matter of factly, like no, he isn't. And then
no,
like,
he isn't.
No, he isn't.
No,
it's just like, so I don't know. It's weird. Like, I mean, probably like a psychopath that probably like can't feel like empathy for others. But I do think there was a part of him that cared for HW, 100%. Even if it was for like narcissistic reasons or maybe something to that effect. I mean, I'm sure we could speculate about a lot of different psychological things going on.
And you know why I think it's a little supportive that he actually does care about him? When his fake brother comes in, he actually takes him under his wing and says, I need someone. Well, HW was that someone to him. And when he loses him or sends him away and when he becomes deaf, well, now he actually, like, you can see there's this void that he's trying to fill with his brother,
right?
Taking him in. So, like,
it doesn't even end up being his real brother. And then Plainview murders him. Yeah, a lot of things.
I feel like the role of the brother tells you about the relationship with HW and the fact that he said, I could use someone like, the way he treats his brother that comes in that he doesn't even know.
And so I think just to wrap up that part of the discussion, I think maybe, yes, Plainview really did care about HW, whether it was his real son or not, but he must feel like somehow betrayed in that moment when HW says that he's going away, he's starting his own business. And, one of the first things that Plainview says is like, you're my competitor now.
Yeah.
And it also goes back to that conversation between Plainview and his fake brother, where it seems like Plainview kind of lets his guard down a little bit and shares a little bit about himself, which you don't see too often in the movie. Yeah. And he says, I have a competition in me. Yeah. I want everyone around me to fail.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's really interesting. I think that's maybe one of the few times in the movie where he really just spoke the truth about himself and really just revealed himself.
Also, it's just saying the plain, speaking plainly the truth. He often says, I appreciate just speaking, plainly or
plainly, yeah.
But it's so funny because that's like he doesn't do well. I mean, he
doesn't.
He speaks direct, but he never speaks the
truth.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's kind of this like combination of like the truth mixed with lies in a way.
He's very direct about lying.
Yeah, he's good at lying for sure. I mean, he's definitely like a slick businessman. He knows how to like say the right things and present himself the right way. And I'm a family businessman and all this stuff. But let's continue and finish the conversation about the relationship between Plainview and Eli. So I mentioned the first thing was, Plainview irrationally blaming him for his like son's accident and going deaf. And then the second thing, in terms of why Plainview would want to murder Eli, is that scene in the church where basically Plainview has to go through a baptism in order to like buy this land because like the owner of the land wants him to do it. And then Eli basically puts him through this like humiliating ritual where he makes like Plainview like shout like I've abandoned my son and like all this other
I've
stuff.
abandoned my child.
Yeah, I've abandoned my child. He's just like completely humiliating him. And I don't know why. Is it revenge for that scene where Plainview like slapped him and put mud all over him and threatened him?
100%, yeah.
Yeah, so he's probably kind of getting some revenge there. But then the revenge for that scene comes in the final scene because like the final scene at the bowling alley at Plainview's home is basically like the reverse of that scene in the church.
He's beg for it.
Yeah, so basically now like the tables have been turned and now Plainview can humiliate Eli and he makes him admit before they do this deal that they're negotiating. He says, admit that that you are and have been a false prophet and that God is a superstition. And so what I think is so interesting about that, first of all, it's just so like petty that he's like getting this, humiliation revenge. And second of all, it's also very revealing about Eli because as soon as it becomes clear to Eli that they're going to be able to make a deal here, but the only thing hanging it up, you're holding up the deal is him having to admit this thing. He doesn't even hesitate to admit it. Like earlier he said like, oh, but that would be a lie. But then as soon as he realized that, that's the only thing holding up this deal, he doesn't even hesitate to admit those things. So basically revealing that he's basically a charlatan as far as being a preacher and probably doesn't even believe any of it. But I guess that leads to a bigger question of like, why is he even a preacher then? Is it just a way for him to like feel important and powerful and have some kind of control over the community?
Yeah, I mean, hey, he was renovating. He had control of all his people. They were clearly uneducated. He felt this power to just uneducate in a way that he could do the whole crazy shows and kind of speak anything he wants. It seems from what we see, and people are just buying in that he's this.
He must get.
He's the man.
Yeah, he must get off on it somehow. He must get some kind of kick out of it.
Because we see it. He's trying to make a deal. Like I think it's a financial part that he also really. That's also very important.
Right, because I mean that's really what's motivating in Paul or Eli throughout the movie. He's always trying to like broker these deals and like get a cut of the money.
They're not all that different between Daniel and Eli. Important to say that they're both.
They're really both businessmen at the end of the day.
Con men, businessmen.
They're both. Yeah, they both go out in different ways, although the difference is that, like, Plainview actually seems to be, like, a hard worker, whereas, like, Eli just, like, he just kind of wants to get, like, in on something that he's just kind of like a third party to, and he just wants to, like, find a way to, like, broker it or, give the information and get a cut of it. He's a little, like, sneakier in that way.
Yeah, he was even trying to get the shout-out by blessing the well or whatever, or the oil pump, but, yeah, the one thing I was gonna say about just like about why he might kill him, but like when we're talking about it, I actually think that might support this whole like this might all come down to like did he actually ever care about HW? That's all of a sudden what I'm starting to realize is like maybe the biggest question is like was there this genuine like I was saying that he genuinely cared about him, but when he turns in competition, obviously he. I think he was lying and saying everything, which I don't think that would be. Would you agree with that? Like, his reaction was just due to him.
Yeah, I don't think it was. Yeah, I think he made it seem like, I never even cared about you or whatever. But yeah, I don't believe that. I guess the question is, why did he react that way? Was he just so like hurt by his son's actions? I think it would make sense if we're looking at Plainview as maybe a narcissist. Like, I feel like a narcissist wants control of their children. They want their children to just do things for them. They don't want their children to like make their own decisions and do things in their own best interest. It's all about like, you exist for my purpose. You know what I mean? So if now you're no longer doing the thing that I want you to do and that fits what I want in my life, now like, you're nothing to me, basically, because like you're not even serving your purpose to me anymore.
Yeah, yeah, and like I mean, he couldn't serve his purpose as much, or at least at the time, he was a child when he became deaf, and he was causing them,
Right.
you know, yeah, I don't know, some
Yeah, and so as soon as he realized,
distress.
like, yeah, he lost some of his value to
Yeah,
him to Plainview, he shipped him away in that train, which
yeah,
was just a heartbreaking scene.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Ships him away, but the retaliation for Eli 100% because of the church scene where he's begging for the
Yeah,
blood, but right before the final scene though we see Daniel, whatever, yeah, curse out HW, send him away, but like that is like, yeah, the last person in his life. Right now he's fine. He has no one other than, I guess, his butler in the end.
right,
But you know what? Yeah, to me, we get it's obvious he's retaliating for the church thing, but because of Eli has caused not only him becoming deaf. I feel like I'm forgetting something that was coming up before, but basically because his son ended up leaving, and I still think he's like blaming that maybe on Eli about the whole like unblessed well or pump thing. And
yeah,
now that he's like lost the last thing he had as far as like a person, now then it's
right.
just like he just like completely takes out the anger on him and just like I don't know.
And also, like, maybe he just kind of feels like he has like nothing left to lose at this point. Like
Yeah,
he's like lost his son. I don't know. Like, I mean, I guess he sells his business, but like, I don't know. It just kind of seems like, I mean, he's older now. Maybe he's kind of like losing his passion, his drive, his ambition, and maybe he just kind of feels like he doesn't have like much else to live for. So,
yeah.
I do wonder like what happens after that scene. Like, does he just sort of like bury the body, and like does he get away with the murder? Does he get thrown in jail? Does he like off himself? Like, who knows?
You know what? I just came up with probably the strongest point. I keep going back to this. That's now my biggest question is this his genuine feelings to HW? He
Right,
would have killed HW had he not actually genuinely cared about him. And if you think about
right,
it,
right.
he killed. Well, I think he
Fake
only killed
brother.
two people. He killed the fake brother who
But he didn't kill his fake son. So there was a difference
exactly.
there.
There was a clear difference that he
Yeah,
actually cared about HW. He would have 100% killed his son, his fake son, especially the bastard from
yeah,
Basket, if
right.
he didn't,
If he truly felt
if
that
he
way. So
truly
I
felt
agree
that
with
way.
you.
Yeah.
He did.
So, yeah,
But he
talking
was
about that.
he was still very hurt in that moment, and I really think it was probably because he's a narcissist. I mean,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
that's the theory that makes most sense to me right now.
Oh yeah. No, 100%. Yeah. I mean, psychopath and I mean,
Yeah,
he checks all those boxes
and
for sure.
and definitely like a great villain. I mean, like, and I think what's kind of interesting about the movie is it's almost kind of like he breaks bad in a
Yeah. Yeah.
way.
I was just saying, he's just like he had the Walter White.
Yeah, it's kind of like in the course of
Yeah.
a movie rather than like a much
Yep.
longer series, you kind of see a very similar character evolution where you think it's like this like genuinely good guy and good businessman
Yeah.
just trying to work hard and make an honest living, but as it goes further and further along, you really see this evil character, this
Yeah.
villain. And shoot, also wait, one other thing that I wanted to mention. Oh, another part in the movie that I found really interesting and kind of revealing about his character was this other businessman that like says something about HW and like how he
Yeah.
should
Oh, that's
like
exactly what I was thinking
raise
too.
him or
Yeah.
whatever, and he gets so hung up on
Yeah.
that. Don't tell me like how to
Yeah.
raise my child or like what to do with
I'm gonna find you wherever you're sleeping, and I'm gonna
yes.
cut your throat. And
So,
I love his reaction, by the way, when
yeah.
he's just like, "What?"
What?
Because that was like my reaction. Like that was such a genuine like that's exactly what I would say in there. It was like, "What are
Yeah.
you talking about?" Like,
Like imagine being in like a normal business meeting with someone, and all of a sudden you make just sort of an innocuous comment about something, and all of a sudden the guy's
yeah,
like, "I'm gonna find you when you're sleeping and slit your throat." He's like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is crazy.
yeah, it wasn't even like an ill-intended comment about the son.
Right,
It was
right. It was
like,
such an innocent thing. And then when he like bumps into him in the restaurant, and just a very small detail that I found hilarious is when that other guy and his like friends or business partners or whatever like come in and sit down at the table, and then they order their drinks. The waiter brings them their drinks
Yes, yeah.
before he brought Plainview and HW their drinks, even though
He
they had
doesn't. He
ordered them
doesn't even
first.
bring their drinks. He leaves them
Yeah,
at
yeah, and he's
the
like,
counter.
and he even says to him, like, "Excuse me, I believe we ordered our drinks first," you know. And the guy apologizes, but like, I think even just that little thing just kind of set him
Yeah.
off. That like this guy came in and was like suddenly like more important than him
Yeah.
to this wait staff.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Like he
'Cause I think he's because like obviously being a narcissist,
yeah.
it also kind of goes hand in hand that like Plainview is also an egomaniac.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, that scene 100% justified that, or I guess put that on display of just how much he cared about power. I mean, but was buying up all the like. I love how when he was, by the way, when he was like looking at the map, he's like, "What this? Why don't we own this?"
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah.
you know, oh, that person wanted to like talk to you or whatever to sell the property. He's like, all right, like, all
Yeah.
right, I'll show you how it's done, even though it's his own fault for not getting.
Yeah. But why did he even want to buy it? Because he admits he acknowledges later that because of like drainage, he can just like slurp up the oil in that other lot like a milkshake with a long straw, you know. So
no, because of the pipe was the pipeline. He needed.
oh, the pipeline.
He
That's
needed the
right. Yeah.
pipeline
Okay.
through.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know how much longer you want to go, but any concluding thoughts about the movie that we want to say before we wrap this up here?
Goodness, yeah, I think there was one thing that I don't know if I'll recall now, but
I mean, it was very well made. I mean, the cinematography
God,
was really
yeah.
good. Definitely, like as a photographer, I could really appreciate the movie. There were definitely some beautiful shots in it. It was very
Oh,
well
yes.
made. You know, the acting was superb. I do think it's a movie that you appreciate, you know, more and more as you see it. Like I definitely plan on watching it again in the future sometime. I think I'll just appreciate the movie more and more. But yeah, I think it is kind of a grower. Like it might be the kind of movie where you know, I could see some people seeing it and thinking like, maybe that's a little overrated or whatever. And yeah, the acting's good. Yeah, you know, the cinematography's good. But like, I think there's a lot going on in the movie that you appreciate more over time.
Yeah, it's certainly a good point. I think if someone has that feeling about the movie, you know, anyone could have that feeling about, you know, the whatever, you know, what would be deemed the greatest movie or one of the best
sure.
movies. Absolutely. Yeah. Certainly, yeah, upon rewatching, it's just one of those ones where not only is there's little things you're picking up in the dialogue, but one of my favorite things is like when you get to see, and that's why for anyone watching, whatever your take was on the Paul Eli thing, watch it with the other perspective. Think through the other lens, and then watch that final scene. And
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe you'll. I don't know. It's even saying change your mind. I don't even think that they're. I think there probably is two brothers. By the way, after I think that it's completely reasonable, though I think it's ambiguous as we were talking about earlier.
I feel like more like it was one brother, but it's fascinating because you really could argue it either way, and there's no like definitive way to know for sure. So I do think that's kind of like this fun thing you can kind of argue about in the movie, and you can kind of like watch it with both mindsets and see how you see how your viewing kind of differs. So yeah, I think I'll be definitely interested in watching this again because I feel like I understand the movie so much better now than I did like as I was watching each part. You know what I mean? So I definitely think the next time I watch it, it's going to be a very interesting viewing of the movie.
Yeah, because you can. It's like when I was watching Breaking Bad for the 5th time. You can focus on other stuff. You don't have to just your first watch. You just kind of have to enjoy the experience.
Yeah.
And just take everything at face value. Right. But on that second time, you can. And that great films and actors, they can show so much with their body language, their face. Or the way that they're speaking, where you get to see these early signs of things that you did not get to see on your first view, and it can even give you like insights on other stuff through the movie. So really, I enjoyed rewatching it, and this is gonna be one where I probably watch it every few years, and you're probably gonna pick up on. It's like a Truman Show. You'll pick up on something different every time you rewatch it.
Yeah. 100%. And I feel like we should decide on our next movie. So, I mean, definitely like a few contenders come to mind. I mean, I know like Glenn Ross is a movie I've been wanting you to watch for a while. Also, Trent suggested that we do Happy Gilmore 2, which I thought was kind of a fun thing. And obviously, like, it's not going to be like the normal kind of movie we choose for this because like we're probably typically going for like more movies that are like I mean, they don't have to be critically acclaimed, but just what we think are like good movies and like good storytelling and like good cinematography and good screenwriting and that kind of thing. But I don't know. I mean, would it be fun to like throw a curveball like that and just do some like stupid comedy? Like, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Another one that comes to mind, just because we technically have done like 2 of your movies for the first 2,
Okay.
and I feel like just in terms of like almost like a similar movie to There Will Be Blood, but kind of like maybe my version of it in terms of like what I would call like maybe one of the best movies ever made is Million Dollar Baby. From a similar era, it was I think it came out in 2004, also won Best Picture. I don't know if you've ever seen that before,
I
Blake.
did watch it recently, actually. Maybe
Oh,
about 6 months ago or something.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
very cool. Well,
So that'd
yeah.
be a good one.
Oh yeah, I would love to talk about that one. So yeah, that would be a fun one to do sometime. I don't know, where does your mind go? Like, what makes sense as our next movie for Film Club?
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about it. Yeah, you certainly could pick one. $1 Million Baby would be awesome. That's a phenomenal one.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, maybe just some other, I guess, brainstorming. Man, I'd have to really think. See, if you wanted one of the more unusual, this is one that I really want you to see. And for anyone that's like, we've talked, like, we're not big Marvel, though there is some good Marvel stuff, but especially right now, there's not very good like Marvel universe. It's not Marvel. It is DC. It's the Batman 2022. I went and watched that, thinking like I'm not never been that much of a superhero or especially Batman. The Batman 2022 by Matt Reeves is phenomenal, and there's actually even a TV series after. That is one that is unlike any other I even enjoyed it better than The Dark Knight, which is, often seen as like one of the best hero movies.
Yeah.
Really like it. Really good filmmaking. So like that would be one that in the future would be a lot of fun, and it would probably be a different, like a change up from, There Will Be Blood and stuff. Though it is pretty dark and gritty. So
Yeah.
like
Well, let's address this first because I'm curious how you feel about this. How do you feel about like occasionally throwing in like some kind of like stupid like popular comedy like
Talladega Nights or something? Like Talladega Nights or something?
Well, I mean, I mean, some of those movies truly are stupid, and like I just wouldn't enjoy. But I think there is such thing as like a stupid comedy done right, and certainly I think like the original Happy Gilmore is like a good example of that. So like, what do we want this to be? Do we occasionally want to throw in just like a fun, stupid movie like that, or do we want to keep it like pretty like serious for the most part?
100% put some fun with. Like there are so many good stupid comedies, but like are actually really well made that they're like not stupid. Like they're ridiculous, but they're awesome. Like but Happy Gilmore. So absolutely. Man,
you know what's a good example of that actually? I just caught this movie like once on TV randomly, and I thought it was like hilarious, and like it's the kind of movie I never would have gone and like watched, but I just happened to catch it. Like, oh, this is actually like really good example of a stupid movie done right. I can't remember exactly when it came out, maybe like 5-10 years ago, something like that. It's called The Wedding Ringer with Kevin Hart. It was actually like really, really funny. So
I never heard of that one.
Yeah. It's basically like this guy, like he needs a best man, but I believe he has like no friends or whatever. So he like hires like Kevin Hart to be like his like phony best man. Okay. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm definitely open to doing something that's like a comedy, because there are some really well made or just like genuinely hilarious ones that we could do. That's a good change up as well, and also like Truman Show can be really funny, but also
it's really a serious movie, but it's also like has funny parts. So of course, like I love that. If that's the way you feel about it, like I agree. And I kind of feel like the perfect next movie, just to change it up after we've done like a very serious movie and There Will Be Blood, I say we go Happy Gilmore 2. I mean, if you're on board with it.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
do that?
Well, here's the real question though, because Happy Gilmore 2 just came out. Do we go Happy Gilmore 1 or Happy Gilmore 2?
Well,
or
I mean,
both?
I assume you've seen the original, right?
Yeah, but I've seen it a long time ago. So
you want to do this then? Do you want to? I mean, could we go like a double feature? Should we do like both Happy Gilmores? So that way, like for anyone that hasn't seen the first one, we can kind of include that in it as well. Maybe do like a double review almost.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to do it because there's a lot of like flashing back to the first
Oh
one.
yeah, because you can't talk about one movie without the other. So I feel like, yeah, for anyone that has never seen the original or hasn't seen it in a million years, yeah, let's do both the Happy Gilmores. We'll make it a double feature. Should we give people 2 weeks for this, or should we keep it at 1 week here?
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I mean, we could probably give them. Here's the thing. What day is it today? It's Monday. Why don't we just do it like next Wednesday so they get like 10 days ish.
Okay, like a week plus. Okay,
Yeah, week plus, and they
all right.
probably just watch. Maybe they just watch Happy Gilmore 2 because a lot of people would have seen it, and they go back and
Yeah,
watch Happy Gilmore 1.
first one. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, a lot of people, yeah, maybe
A
they
lot of people might have watched
should
this
need
one
to
already.
watch one movie this week because they just saw one of
Yeah,
them.
they might have
Or,
watched. They might have watched both recently, just
sure. Yeah,
because.
because yeah, maybe they wanted to like go back and see the original because they
Yeah,
hadn't seen it in a while. So yeah, yeah, we'll make it. Yeah, we'll give people like a week and change to do it.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll probably review it like next Wednesday. So that gives you like 8 9 days. We're making a double feature. So the third and fourth movie. So I guess we'll call it like the third week of Film Club.
mhm.
Happy Gilmore and Happy Gilmore 2. Put it in the books.
Sweet. Yeah, Ryan mentions Memento, which I don't. Have you ever seen Memento?
I have seen it. I would love to see
Yeah,
that one again. I mean,
that would be a perfect one.
that's definitely like a a film lovers movie for sure. So I would love to watch that one again. So yeah, also I love the idea of just taking people's suggestions for this because the Truman Show, Blake, I think you and I were the only people that actually watched it, but it seems like we're starting to have interest growing in it. I know oh sorry, I'm blanking his name, not Randy, but Reed expressed some interest and maybe even coming on a stream and like talking about some of these movies sometime. I was hoping he might get on tonight, but I guess it didn't work out. But yeah, we would love to do that. But I just love to get more people involved with it. So 100%, like, yeah, maybe we'll even do Memento as the next one because I just love the idea of getting
Yeah.
everyone involved in this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. It's yeah. I mean, these are. Yeah, these will happen to be four that we have watched, which is great because we know that they're gonna be really good to talk about. But that's
Yeah.
also the best part too is going on. Probably yeah. Maybe we should do Memento
Yeah.
after Happy Gilmore, and then we
Yeah.
could try to find one then that like neither of us have seen.
Yeah.
Which I mean maybe we'll have to take a suggestion on that one as well because
Yeah.
uh, that'll be a lot of fun. And ooh, Ryan's coming up with some good ones. I've never heard of Memories of Murder, so we'll have to definitely look up on that one. And
Yeah.
same director as Parasite. By the way, that would be there's another great suggestion. Parasite. Talk about when you just like when you walk out of a movie,
Mhm.
just being like, I don't know, like just feeling some kind of way and just being like fully immersed in the world that you just watched and the story and just being like, what the hell? The one thing about a movie like that, by the way, and I think there's certain stuff. I feel like there will be blood like that. There's so much going on. There's so many little parts of the film and twist and turn.
Yeah.
I remember watching it. I remember some key parts of it. If I watched it, I feel like it would feel like I watched it again for basically the first time because of how much craziness there is in there. That's
Okay.
a great suggestion. So maybe I'll have to check out this Memories of Murder though.
Yeah. But I love the idea of just like mixing it up with these like movie choices. I don't want it to just become some predictable thing where we're only like picking like, really well-known movies and like, I don't want like everything to be like, best picture winners and everything. I want, find some obscure movies, some unexpected movies, some movies that were good that, people have forgotten about. And it's like, oh yeah, that was a great movie, So, yeah, I just want to keep this fun and unpredictable. So yeah, I think this will be a lot of fun moving forward. So I'm glad more people are starting to get into it. And yeah, it's great having Ryan's suggestions. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing your suggestions on it. That's super fun.
Yeah, we'll get a list going and probably we can just rotate to keep that balance. We'll go, okay, we did this last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We can do
Yeah,
this
exactly.
again.
Yeah, we don't want to have like two like super similar movies in a row. We want to constantly mix it up.
Yeah, exactly. Memento would be like that would be like one not for next week because
100%. Yeah.
There will be blood.
Yeah, I think Happy Gilmore and Happy Gilmore 2 is
right.
like the perfect change up after There Will Be Blood. So I'm excited.
Right. Yeah, no, exactly. So yeah, let's get a list going and yeah, anyone, even if we're not even talking about it, you can if you're watching this now, and if you're just streaming, you can just randomly drop in movie suggestion. or if you got us on Sleeper or something.
Oh yeah, drop us a comment. And also, just to be clear, for anyone that's like, new to the channel or to this little film club that we started, anyone can participate. All you have to do is like go watch the movie. You can use fmovies.llc as the website. You can just basically like stream it for free. If you can't find it on your regular streaming service, or if you don't have it on DVD or whatever. So yeah, anyone can participate. All you have to do is watch the movie and then just join us for next week's midweek stream, which is usually going to be Wednesday evenings or Wednesday nights. And we'll talk some Dynasty. And as the last segment, we will do our review of the movie, or in this case, the double feature, 2 movies. So yeah, that's all you got to do. Anyone can participate in it.
Yeah. So that was, I think that was a good review. Obviously, goes without saying, someone's watching. My curiosity, and you can leave it in the comments if you're watching this, and there's probably so much that we just didn't get into because we would need a 5-hour long video essay or conversation to start covering everything. But I do think we probably covered some main concerns or questions of
100%. Yeah, I think we were pretty thorough considering it's not like the main thing we do on this channel, and we have time constraints. But yeah, I thought that was a really good review of There Will Be Blood. I definitely enjoyed talking about that and feel like I learned some things, and it was interesting getting your thoughts on it. So yeah, this has been super fun. I'm so glad that we started this little film club here. Hope everyone's enjoying it. We'll continue to do it, and let us know what you think.
Leaves comments for suggestions of, and we'll add it to the list. And also, if there was something that we didn't mention, we could always, if there was anything that we were just like so clearly missed, we can just like quickly bring it up on the next stream before we get in to the.
So if we completely missed something important, or
probably did.
And There Will Be Blood, let us know in the comments, and we'll bring it up on the next stream.
100%. There's too much to dive into.
Yeah.
So much good stuff. I mean, I won't even.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll get
Week 2 of Film Club in the books. I loved every minute talking about There Will Be Blood. Excited to watch the 2 Happy Gilmore, especially the second one, because I know sometimes the industry has gone a little overboard with all these sequels and everything, but it's kind of fun with Happy Gilmore. I never thought there'd be a sequel. Hopefully it's good. I haven't heard too many reviews and stuff about it, so kind of going in blind. But
it's like cameo. It might be like the most expensive cast ever. I don't know what like the people were actually being paid or anything like that. You'll just be like, Travis Kelce is in it.
Yeah.
Why is Bad Bunny in this? Like, it's just like it's the funniest. Like, there's just there's like no like normal actor. Like, it's just
right.
There's a million people.
Everyone who's anyone is like appearing for a few seconds in this movie, I guess, huh?
Yeah, or like some pretty. I was most shocked. Like, Bad Bunny's like a guy that I didn't. Do you know who that is?
No.
You have no idea. Yeah, exactly.
No clue.
He actually performed at the Super Bowl with like Shakira and stuff.
Oh, okay.
He's like a Spanish, really popular rapper. He's like, I think I saw him today. He's like number 11 on Spotify. But I didn't even like listen to his music until like maybe like a year or two ago.
Okay.
And he's a really good artist, by the way. If anyone else knows Bad Bunny, but even though I don't understand anything he's saying because it's all Spanish, but
okay.
But he's in it, and my girlfriend loves Bad Bunny, and I'm just like, what? I'm like, and it was like, is that Bad Bunny? Like, normally it looks a little bit different. I'm like, like, no, that's him. Like, what's he doing in here? And then he's got like a really big role in the movie. So
wow.
It was like, just like that was the most random thing. You'll see. I won't say anything else about the film, but every single you'll probably recognize a lot of people and be like, is that who I think it is?
Yeah. Also, I'm going to be sending out a newsletter announcing the movie of the week. So if you just like, maybe you don't catch all of our streams, but you still want to participate in the film club and know what's going on, this newsletter is the perfect solution. So all you have to do is provide me your email address. If you don't want to publicly, put that as a comment on YouTube, you can just send it to me as a DM on Sleeper, because I'm assuming pretty much everyone who watches this channel plays Dynasty. So my Sleeper handle is @DanFortune500. So send me a message on Sleeper, and all you have to do is give me your email address and say you want to sign up for the Film Club newsletter. And I'm not going to be, flooding anyone's inbox or anything like that. I'm just going to send out a once weekly email just announcing what the movie is, maybe writing a few sentences about what the movie's about. And also I'll probably put in like a link to our stream where we talked about like the previous week's movie and like give you a timestamp for that. So if you missed like our review of last week's movie, that'll be an easy way to catch up on that if you're interested. So if you want to sign up for that newsletter, yeah, just send me. You could put it as a comment on this YouTube stream, or if you want to be private, just send me a DM on Sleeper at DanFortune500.
Yeah. So I think we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
6 people in here.
Yeah, thank you everyone so much for joining us. Like super fun doing the best ball draft, talking a little training camp news throughout that. And yeah, absolutely love doing the movie review. So hope everyone enjoyed it as much as we did. We're going to continue to do it just as a fun little thing on this channel. But yeah, I think it'll be a fun thing to kind of bring everyone together with through a shared experience of movies. Because like, who doesn't love movies, right?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. So yeah, good stream.
Yeah. So we'll leave it there, and everyone watch Happy Gilmore and Happy Gilmore 2. And we'll talk about it probably next Wednesday.
Yeah, and we're gonna be live Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
If we aren't for some reason, and then I guess it'll probably be Thursday, but we should be live Wednesday, and we're gonna have a guest on for Dynasty Showcase 2. So if you didn't see the first one, you should go watch that. It was a lot of fun. It's our new format, and like normal show format, which a lot of games, and like even if you're just watching, you can participate. So
yeah, we got a spinning wheel. I think we call it the torture wheel. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
If you missed the first episode, you can check that out. But every episode is going to be different. It's not going to just be like the same thing over and over again. Where it's going to constantly be evolving and mixing things up. So it's going to be a very like fun, unpredictable show. Should have some good laughs. So
really Yes.
We'll actually talk a lot of Dynasty, and so it'll kind of give you a little bit of everything.
Absolutely. Appreciate the comment, Ryan. Yeah, that you really like the stream. Love that.
Absolutely.
And hey, we got the Bestball comment, but also I feel like you said you played in Dynasty. Even if you don't, you should definitely check out our Dynasty Showcase 1 because it's a lot of fun. And if you play any Dynasty at all, or even it could still obviously apply to
yeah, and it's
all this stuff can also apply to any fantasy format that we're doing. It's tons of fun.
Yeah, and it's Dynasty Showdown, right? I think that's what we call it.
Yeah, Dynasty Showdown. It was our last.
Yeah, because it's kind of like there's an element of competition in it. Like we're usually gonna have a guest on, and so like on the first episode we had Matt on, and like Blake was the host, and it was basically a competition between me and Matt. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, exactly. And they're trying to guess things and figure stuff out. That I some tricks up my sleeve, but it was a lot of fun. So we'll do that again.
Probably Wednesday or Thursday this week, and then I'm sure we'll also be back on again Sunday. We'll probably do maybe another Bestball stream then.
Yeah, which by the way, Ryan, we're workshopping maybe like kind of like a Dynasty Showcase kind of thing, but for Bestball, we're if basically I think if you watched is it I forget what it is with Pete Overzet. I'm sure you've seen it where like he has the guest on like Chris Chris Hansen. No, not Chris Hansen. Why don't we have a seat over here? Scott.
It's getting late here. It's getting late. Our brains aren't working, but
where they spin a wheel and then like you got to answer a question, otherwise you get auto drafted. Something like in that nature. It wouldn't be that, but it would be in that realm, which would be a lot of fun. And you could even be a guest on that. So
yeah, absolutely. And if you ever want to hop on here, like we'd love to have you. Wouldn't be the first time it's happened either. So we'd love to connect with anyone out there who watches our streams and enjoys what we do here.
Yeah. So let's leave it at that. And
great night, great stream, and we will see you all Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.